Hey, this is Eric Bress, the writer-director of Ghosts of War and The Butterfly Effect, and you're listening to the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast, episode number 194. Also, happy October 1st to everyone out there. I know it's all our favorite holiday season, fall, whatever. Awesome.
Woo woo.
I'm excited because the weather's cooling down. The leaves are coming down a little bit. I love it. I love this time of the year. It feels so great outside. What about you guys?
I'm with you, Todd. Like, my soul is so happy. I'm really looking forward to fall season and to not hating life so much.
Yes. Todd, you forgot to mention our interview tonight, though.
Oh, who you got?
We got the man himself, Pumpkinhead, will be joining us at the end of the episode tonight. Yeah, he did a lot of hissing, so that's basically the whole interview. But you guys will enjoy it. Stay tuned for all the Pumpkinhead hissing at the end.
And sounds of cicadas?
Yes, exactly. Yes. But I mean, this is the best time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year for us horror fans, and I cannot wait for all of the spooky activities and all of the beautifulness that comes with this season. Sam and I actually went to the food truck festival last weekend, which was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say it's like a kickoff to like anything around here, but they do it every year. But this is the first time we ever went to it, and I may have had like the best barbecue I've ever had in my life at this off of this one food truck, which I cannot remember the name of it, but some of the best ribs I've ever eaten in my life.
Wasn't that good then, huh?
No, it was great. Like it honestly, I liked it better than the barbecue I had out in Texas. Like it was that, like, it was so good. Like the ribs were just like fall off the bone. And Sam, you can tell them what you had.
What did I have? Oh, I had jalapeno mac and cheese egg rolls. They were delicious. And I ordered two, but I think Joe thought I was going to eat one and he was going to eat the other one. So he's like chewing on his ribs and he's like, you can have that one. I'm like, no, they're both mine. Like I'm eating them both. Also got some cornbread and tried my first whoopie pie, which I'm not really crazy about like chocolate cake and chocolate pie. So I got a funfetti whoopie pie and it was pretty good, really sugary. My tummy hurt really bad after, but I didn't regret it.
We had this debate. Are whoopie pies a thing like in other parts of the country? I didn't know if it was just like a Northeast thing.
Yeah, let me Google it real quick.
All right. It's basically just like cake with like frosting in the middle, pretty much.
Like
yes. A Twinkie?
Yeah. No.
No.
We
it's
have
like
those. Yeah.
It's like circular. Yeah.
I don't know if they're called whoopie pies.
They're
here,
not called whoopie pies. Yeah.
Yeah, they
it's
might
like
not be
we
called
know
whoopie
them
pies.
more as like the Hostess cream pies.
That's probably what it is, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm about to get one next time we go to Kroger.
They're quite tasty. Mm-hmm. Then we tried some new pumpkin beer, which I never had before. What was it called, Sam? Do you remember the name of that pumpkin beer we tried?
I don't.
It's called pumpkin beer.
Yeah, it was delicious.
That's cool. Like a little food truck heaven.
Yeah, it was great. I honestly wish I tried more, but there was like 50 food trucks. But your head wants to say yes to all of it, but your stomach just says no.
Yeah, I went to a Reds game on Saturday because the season's wrapping up for
nice.
MLB. Empty stadium because the Reds have been out of the playoffs for about a couple weeks now. But we spent about like $90 on food, some beers, even though like one beer is freaking $14, but whatever, you got to get one to the ball game. Hot dogs, chicken tenders. It's so good, so overpriced, but it's worth it.
Nice. And I went to my first ever drive-in in
Amazing.
my life, so
that's cool.
Ever? Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly like a typical drive-in because it was a pop-up drive-in, so it was done in a parking lot of a grocery store. So the screen probably wasn't as big as you would probably get in a regular drive-in, but at least it was, a movie watching in a car and stuff. It wasn't horror, it was Cool Runnings. It wasn't like a choice; it was a charity thing, so it was just what they chose. But still, it was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. By going there, they gave you like this giant box full of snacks, and yeah, it was a good time. I would definitely do it again, and hopefully, I can find an experience like that for a horror film. So yeah, that'd be
That's
cool.
awesome. I was just telling Sam there's a theater the next town over. They're gonna call it's called Nightmare on Cabot Street, and they're showing horror movies like the whole month over there. And they're doing The Shining and The Exorcist. So I told Sam, I was like, I'd love to go see that. And then Sam, there was one Sam you wanted. Oh, Scream. They're doing Scream too, and Sam really wants to go see that in the theater. So I think we're gonna try to hit up a couple of those. And yeah, how about you guys? Any like spooky activities planned?
Got Evil Dead coming up on the 7th in theaters.
Awesome.
It's probably the same event that has Scream because they have Scream too.
Yeah.
And then they have Silence of the Lambs too, but I'm only going to catch Evil Dead, so it's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing here as far as I know. It's popping up, but I'll keep my eye out. So the people here seem to be really like last minute, so I'll find out the week before something happens. So hopefully it'll be something. If not, I mean, I make my own spooky season, right? So gonna go see Halloween Kills in theaters.
Nice.
Just because my wife and I are really looking forward to that, and watch horror movies at home. And I'm gonna have people over because it's the first time I can actually like decorate my house and have finally have people to see it and stuff. So
nice. Is like Canada, are they like gonna allow trick-or-treaters and all that this year?
they haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah.
I would assume that yes, because they consider it outdoor activity, so it should be fine. I don't expect it'll be as big as usual, but it's the first time that I'm at this house, so I really have to kind of show the neighbors what it's all about. So I'll do it regardless of how many kids we get. I mean, worst case, we'll have leftover candy. So
right.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, if you are looking to do something spooky, we're only 2 weeks away from our big event, October 16th in Salem. We've talked about it a million times, but we're only 2 weeks away now. So if you don't know, we got Damien Maffei is going to be doing a signing from The Strangest Prey at Night and Haunt, of course. So yeah, come and see Damien and hang out with me and Sam as well. There's going to be a screening. We got a lot of local businesses involved, so you can find all the info on our social medias. But we hope to definitely see some listeners down there for it.
Joe, you should talk about your movie that you're gonna star in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't. Yeah. Well, yeah. And Damien, of course, is also starring in a movie called Dark Circles. Originally, the event surrounding a peeping Tom, but they did change the name of the movie, so it is now called Dark Circles. And I'm going to be going. Well, when you hear this recording, I will already have went. I'm going. Of course, we record on Mondays, and so I will be going Wednesday to the filming. I am going to be background, I believe, in a scene with Damien Maffei and Terry Kaiser, who most famously played Bernie at Weekend and Bernie's. So yeah, I will do a full report on it on next week's episode. So stay tuned, and I'll
That's
let you know.
cool, man. I can't wait to see you in the background of it.
I know, yeah, it should be fun. All I know is it's a diner scene, so I have to show up to the diner.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the email. Like they said, I don't know if it's gonna. I guess it's gonna be like outdoors, maybe, because they keep saying they're not sure because of the weather or something like that. There might be rain, so they're like, we don't know. It might get delayed and stuff. So I'm still waiting to hear back. But yeah, I'll let you guys know next week, I guess, how it went.
That's awesome. Look at you being in a movie. You got Todd and I, the big producers.
Yes.
Which is still making money. So
Well,
I so hope it gets finished because that'd be so freaking funny.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, for sure.
I mean, it will even if it doesn't get funded, they'll still make it. I mean, you saw the last one. There wasn't much of a budget there.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get into the question period. You can ask us those questions on social media at the Horror Squad Podcast, or of course on our Discord, where just a bunch of great horror fans gathered together and talk about all things spooky, including different types of candy that they're trying out these days and just a bunch of other stuff. Always a good time in there. First question.
Speaking of candy, though, Sam and I tried the new Kit Kats called Witch's Brew, and they were delicious. They taste like Rice Krispie treats. So definitely recommend that for those looking for spooky
Tell me
candy.
more.
I don't know.
Is it like a Rice Krispie like thickness?
It's a Kit Kat, like just a normal like Kit Kat, but instead of tasting like chocolate, to me it tastes like Rice Krispie treats. Sam, do you
I think
agree?
it's just like a marshmallow.
Marshmallow
flavor.
flavored,
I'll
yeah.
have to grab one.
They had them. They had them last year too.
Okay, this was the first year I think I tried them, but they were very delicious. So I recommend this if you're a Rice Krispie treat fan.
That's awesome. Yeah, that actually sounds really good. So the first question comes to us from Horror Squad Todd. Did you ever tell a random person on AOL Instant Messenger, AIM, that you loved them? So Todd, is there a story behind this question? So out of the blue.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what made me think of this, but I was just thinking, I'm like, holy shit, when AIM was popular around, it might have been, you probably on it. Well, I don't know if you obviously didn't have AOL Instant Messenger, I bet, because wait, was American Online a thing in Canada? I doubt it.
It was like this fucking trial disc that we kept getting in the mail.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was more of an MSN guy than I was like MSN and ICQ than I was a AOL guy. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the same principle probably. Like you get in these stupid chat rooms, or you like just meet random people, and it's probably like a dude twice your age, but you thought it was like a girl like 13, and you're like building this relationship for like a month and telling me you like, I can't wait to get out of school and meet you. We get married and shit like that. That happened way too often. I know I'm not the only one out there.
You're not, Todd.
Thank you. But like thinking back, and I'm so glad that one, I didn't have a cell phone because you can screenshot everything now and embarrass people for the rest of their lives. And two, that none of the AOL Instant messages or chat room stuff is saved anywhere, because that would be incredibly embarrassing. So I'm glad I missed that technological advance that my kids have now.
Okay, but wait, what was the username? Who was this person you thought you were talking
Oh, it was
to?
multiple people.
No, there wasn't one that like you
No.
that.
I don't remember any of their names, but at one point mine was Romero Zombie, of course.
Oh my god, I love it.
Don't remember what the other ones are, but something like you think was edgy, you know, back then,
Mhm.
like cool guy 31 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Everyone's like
Confess.
right. So I have a good, bad, and ugly story. So
Let's hear it.
three separate stories on that subject. I'll go with the good first. So I used to go in a chat room about hockey because that was the best way to meet other Canadians. And I met this guy that we were just like talking back and forth, and he was from a place near where my grandfather lived, which is a really like small town. And just the fact that this guy knew what that small town was like weird to me. And we started talking and stuff. And I asked my grandfather about him. So it turns out he was like a second cousin that I'd never known. And we actually met up in that town when I went to visit my grandfather. And he was just like this really chill dude. So I met a second cousin like randomly chatting on one of those websites. So I thought that was really cool, and turned out to be a really cool guy. So that's the good. The bad is I totally did the falling for somebody on the internet. I think I said the story. It was also in a hockey chat, and we changed our names to like reflect our relationship status. Her name was Becky, and my name was like Habs guy, Beck's guy, and hers was Becky. It was because my name was Al. No one knew my name was Steve at the time. So Al's like Al's girl and stuff like that. So we just like totally had this thing, but then we'd fight, and then it would blow up, and our name the next day would be like no longer Beck's guy. You know, like we just constantly moved relationship status, and it went on for a good 6 months until I met a real girlfriend, and then just stopped that shit. But yeah, that was an interesting time. It was just like every day, no, you never knew what you were gonna get. Are we together? Are we not? It was like the Ross and Rachel
Wow.
relationship. And the ugly one is I totally met somebody who was a creep. It was the same thing. I was in a chat room. It was a wrestling chat because I was really big into wrestling back then. And this girl kept chatting with me and stuff like that, and kept pushing me to send my picture. And I actually did send my picture, which was tough back then because this was like the late 90s.
It was very tough. You had to get a scanner and everything.
Scanner.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was an involved process.
Yeah, then your parent would be like, "Why the hell are you scanning your photo to send to some stranger?" And you're like, "Leave me alone, mom. School project.
Right.
Bye."
Yeah, she had no idea of the dangers of the internet back then. So one night we're chatting up until like 2-3 in the morning, and she's like, I got something to confess. I'm really into you, but I think I'd like to wrestle you one time. And sends me a picture, and it's like this like 5-foot guy in like he's super hairy and he's got a luchador mask on, and he's like, I know this is a lot for you, but I would really love to wrestle you, and let's meet up. And I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, so that was my warning in 2
my
weeks.
God,
Yeah,
Steve.
so, but
What
you know
did you
that
say? Did you
Ow.
just immediately log off? and
yeah,
never-
I like gave him shit and then never, talk to that guy again.
Wow.
But that's, I think, the day I realized that I might not be talking to who I think I'm talking to, because like I said, I mean, and this is probably 96 or 97. You didn't know, we're so, I remember around that time seeing like rumors of like movies and stuff like that and totally taking it as fact, because why would someone write about it if it's not true? And that's how naive we were back then. And yeah, that was a big wake up call for me. So that's my ugly story on that.
Wow. That's crazy. I definitely talked to a lot of people that I thought was like my age, but I'm sure, like looking back, I'm like, they were too well spoken. Like they were probably just old creeps. Well, some of them were, because then they would ask me weird questions and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Gotta go. Bye.
Yeah. What kind of weirdos meet people on the internet and then start podcasts with them and stuff like that?
Terrible.
The worst kind.
The worst kind.
It's kind of like the times now, though, like that's, I never had the opportunity to online date, but I know it's like a big majority of people do that,
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's easier now because it's regulated to a certain extent, obviously. And then
Right.
back then, like law enforcement didn't know how to handle it. Like parents didn't know fucking single thing. Like if my mom put my headset on during Xbox Live playing Call of Duty in like 2004 or whatever, she'd be like appalled.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it was a Wild West back then, man.
Oh, big time. Yeah. I think To Catch a Predator helped like bring like all that to light too.
Yeah, those guys are fucked, man.
That show is so
It's
good.
scary.
I was like addicted to that show.
Dog the Bounty Hunter crossover.
Yeah.
Oh god, did you guys hear the Dog the Bounty Hunter was that?
He's on the case.
He's on the case. Yeah. Sam, did you hear about this?
Did, yeah.
He's gonna get him.
Oh my
He's
god.
going to.
He's gonna get his ass.
I just know it.
I think the guy got eaten by an alligator already. I'm calling it.
No way.
Yeah, wasn't he like going around the swamp or something?
Yeah, apparently.
No,
Yeah,
he's hiding. He's in hiding.
Yeah.
He'll
For
get
sure.
caught.
His parents are held. Apparently, his parents have been getting like Uber Eats delivered to they're like not leaving their house. Like, and like Uber Eats is showing up, and like the media's trying to interview the Uber Eats driver and stuff like
Oh
that.
my
They're like,
God.
sir, what do you
they had-
have? 2 hamburgers.
Who gets? They got McDonald's delivered. Uber Eats. Who
Who
gets
gets
McDonald's
McDonald's
delivered?
delivered?
Like
People
Uber
that
Eats,
have
like you
their
can literally
son
get
on the
any
run for
restaurant
murder.
you want, and you get fucking McDonald's.
Get your life.
good.
Reevaluate your life.
That is definitely the son of a killer type move right there. Getting McDonald's delivered.
It's inevitable that this whole thing's gonna be a movie in like 2 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. Speaking of
Unsolved Mysteries must be on the case for sure. Like,
oh yeah,
it's perfect for them.
Speaking of like docu series, Tiger King 2 coming out. We covered it on the show the first season, so we're definitely gonna have to cover Tiger King 2 when it comes out.
Yeah, it's too late, I think. It's just it was interesting because we had just started the pandemic. No one had anything better to do. It just hit at the perfect time. But now I don't know if it'll be the sensation that it is. We also know kind of everything that's going on. We saw it through news, like him almost thinking he was going to get out of jail, and what happened to his other people, how they all went down, and so I don't know if it'll hit us hard, but I'll watch it. I'm curious.
Yeah. Is the Nick Cage movie still greenlit? Isn't he supposed to be playing? No, they shut it down.
Yeah, they shut down because whichever studio was going to make it said you took too long. It's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Which I kind of agree with, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a window for that, and unfortunately, unless maybe Tiger King 2 brings it back somehow, then maybe I could see them greenlighted, because I know Nick Cage wants to do it, but we'll see. But Nick Cage doesn't talk in his movies anymore. So
yeah, right.
It wouldn't work. Next question is from Oddjob versus 007. Do any of you own any Pumpkinhead memorabilia, and have you seen the statue Sideshow.com has for pre-order?
No and yes.
Yes, I do. I own the Soda quarter scale Pumpkinhead figure. That is really fucking awesome. It's definitely my favorite Pumpkinhead collectible. And then I own the Movie Maniacs one, the little guy that they released. Other than that, I don't even know if there is much more like Pumpkinhead memorabilia out there. And I have seen the statue, and I would love it, but it's like I think it's like almost $2,000 for that statue. So I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Yeah, Sideshow.
And oh no,
No,
it's
no,
fine.
go
It
ahead,
doesn't
Sam.
matter what I have because it's only a shirt. It's fine.
Oh, that's good. It's better than what I had.
What's that?
Nothing. So, what's the shirt come from, Sam? Do you remember?
I can't remember if it's Cavity Colors or Fright Rags. I feel like Cavity Colors.
Yeah, it's definitely Cavity Colors, and it's a really awesome shirt.
Very, very cool. Yeah, what I was gonna say is stuff from Sideshow is never cheap. You know, I don't think there's anything there that, and it's great quality, but damn, the
No.
prices are crazy.
But if you really do want a Sideshow piece, they do payment plans. So like if you really like want to spend like,
You want to go in debt?
I mean, it's like, you know, they take like $200 a month. It's not like a credit card. Like literally they just pull it right out of your bank. So it's like, you know,
It's like a car insurance payment.
yeah, pretty much. It's like 2, 3. If you want this
Health
Pumpkinhead, I was
insurance.
looking because I was considering getting that Pumpkinhead statue, and it was like, I think they pulled out like $180 for like however.
Where would you even
many
put it
months until
though?
I would have no room for it here. That's why I'm not gonna get it. But like,
That might be a good piece. Like once
Yeah.
you expand.
yeah, once I move into a house or something like that, and I can actually like put it somewhere, because like I'm completely out of room right now. Now it's just like I'm piling shit on top of all the other shit. Sam loves it.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'll keep that clip for you, Joe. That she said yes. Yeah, it's great, but can you imagine having a $200 a month payment going to the bank, and they're like, you know, someone's been taking out $200 per month for the last year and a half. What is that? Oh, it's my Pumpkinhead statue. Just wow. Next series of questions from Chuck, Captain Mesa 85. Do you buy a pumpkin carving kit or just wing it with a knife?
Old school. Swing it. Get your hand in there, get all the guts and the seeds, and you just put it on some newspaper or trash bag, and you just go to town.
I do a little bit of both, just because I don't know why I already have a pumpkin carving set, but I mix it up, you know.
And yeah, I do whatever Sam does, because full confession, I am not a big pumpkin carving fan. Like I just hate like the pulling out all the guts, like all the work it takes to actually carve the pumpkin. But then once I'm actually doing it, I'm like, okay, this is like pretty fun. So Sam's got to kind of drag me into doing it.
Yeah, my wife's a big like kit person. Like she even likes the overlays and stuff like that. Whereas I don't. I like going old school with just a knife. But I have in the last few years started with the fancy scooper, because it makes gutting out the pumpkin so much easier than just scraping it with your hands, because they get so cold, you know, from if they're outside and shit. So yeah, so the scooper I recommend, but the rest I do with the regular knife.
Are you guys pumpkin seed bakers? Do you bake like the pumpkin seeds you pull out?
Nah, it
No.
doesn't taste good. Yeah, I don't really. You know, like it's cool the idea of it is cool, but I don't know. Do any of you actually eat pumpkin seeds? Like
Sam does, I
I
think.
do.
Are they tasty? You roast them or something?
Yeah, you roast them. You can spray like some kind of cooking spray on them, and you can put whatever seasoning you want. So you could do like cinnamon and sugar if you want to make them sweet. I usually do like salt and pepper and like garlic salt and like red pepper, just to make it a little spicy. They're good.
cool. His next question: could Sam from Trick or Treat be Pumpkinhead's kid?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, totally. They do look alike, especially like in the beginning there.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a combo movie you would like to see? Trick or Treat / Pumpkinhead.
I don't know I have no idea what you would do. No, I think they're just so different, like tone wise. I don't think it would work. It's like Leprechaun versus Candyman.
I could see Sam like summoning Pumpkinhead. You know?
Okay, yeah,
like a tag team type deal versus them fighting each other. I think that would be pretty cool.
I'm just gonna say this now. Let's not do any more verse movies. Like we had the Freddy versus Jason, but it's really a fucking stupid idea. Like doing like versus movies. So let's just not.
I can see the Freddy versus Jason.
I feel that would be cool.
I thought the reasoning behind it was clever. You know, Freddy's forgotten, so he needs Jason to kind of stir things up. I think that's like a really clever way to get things started. But like anything else doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, unless you throw Ash in there a little bit, but eh.
Which they were supposed to, and then
Yeah, but
got-
they wanted to kill Ash, and part of the stipulation was like you can't kill Ash, and then
right.
all backed out. So
And you say that, but the biggest horror movie of the year has been a versus movie. So
Wait, which one?
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
So you're telling me that this little girl taught him how to do sign language, and no one knew about it under 100% surveillance.
That little girl's doing cons now.
Is she really?
I'm sure
Yeah.
she is. Yeah. And good for her. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Are you guys
Okay.
putting that on your horror list? Because I'm not. I'm leaving that
No,
off.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
I mean, will it make it? I don't know, but it's on my list so far.
Though I do have 2 that I watched this week that will be on my top 10.
Very nice.
So I'm excited because I was really worried there for a little bit.
Todd, I watched your movie. I know you probably thought I wasn't going to.
I
but
watched yours too.
it. All right. I got it for what watch.
All right.
And I apologize about the book reading. I definitely did not
Move
read
along,
the book,
Steve.
everyone.
We knew it.
It was, I will definitely try for October. What are you guys reading for October? Have you announced it yet or any?
Steve's title's gonna win, clearly. What was your title, Steve?
Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Chismar.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which is actually my wife's recommendation, not mine. So.
I'm not going to put the pressure on and commit, but I will try.
Awesome. Chuck's desk question. What is everyone going to be for Halloween this year? You guys got any idea yet?
I don't. I haven't thought about it yet.
I haven't thought about it. I have, but I just haven't decided.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I feel like we're leaning towards devils, are we not, Sam?
I mean, we don't have to dress alike, Joe.
No,
We can
I know.
I think you guys should be Otis and Baby, man. That'd be cool.
I would like.
We've
to do
talked
Otis.
about it, but I just don't know what baby I would do for
you
people.
would have to do the one where she does her performance.
That's what I was thinking, but I feel like a lot of people wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, maybe in Salem they would.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I said she could also be like the white gown one, like
I
when
want to
they're
be
walking.
Lords of Salem.
Lords of Salem would be cool. Yeah, since you like the movie. Yeah. Even if Sam doesn't do it, maybe I'll just go as Otis by myself. But what Otis would I'd have to be Devil's Rejects Otis, obviously.
Yeah,
'cause I ain't
'cause
shaving
you
my
got
beard. Yeah.
I'm gonna probably be Twisty the Clown. I'm doing a carnival theme this year at the house, and I think that would be the best way to scare my neighbors. So that's because my Twisty costume is really like legit. So I got the Trick or Treat Studios mask and the full costume and stuff. So it's a good one.
That just made me remember something. Tomorrow, I guess when you guys are listening to this, I know I think Sam's gonna go too, maybe, but Saturday in town they're doing a zombie walk where people just dress up as zombies and it's like a parade. So yeah, we'll report on that next week too and let you know how that goes.
Awesome. His last question, Sam. What's the food pairing? Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds and
Pumpkin pie.
how about booze and just pumpkin seeds? The booze is from the guy driving and drinking.
From Joel. Piece of shit, Joel.
Don't do that.
Definitely don't do that.
Awesome. Next series of question is from our buddy Mondo, who is also on the Let's Speak Geek and Gaming podcast. Favorite Lance movie?
Oh,
I would say outside of the Aliens franchise because that's
I
like
mean,
it's,
yeah.
it's
Aliens
too
would have
easy.
been my number one
It's just
choice,
too easy,
yeah.
yeah, Bishop is fucking great.
What
Oh, you-
else is there besides that?
He is a huge TV actor. He did Millennium, which is really good.
Never
My
seen
favorite, it was like a kind of like X-Files around that era.
it. Oh.
Favorite Lance one would probably be Near Dark, though. He plays a really good vampire clan leader, and
Oh.
it's really like cowboy-ish movie. So I'll go with that. I think his name's Sever, if I remember correctly, from the movie.
Ooh.
Near Dark.
Have you ever met Lance, Todd?
I have.
Yeah.
I think at least twice, maybe 3 times, but
Is he nice?
super nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him at Frightmare like 4 or 5 years ago. He was great. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Aliens obviously is like his best role, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just say this one.
You're not doing that one that you really liked, the Stuart Gordon one. What was it?
Pit and the
Oh
Pendulum.
yeah, the Pit and the Pendulum.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I am gonna go with the Pit and the Pendulum since you guys hated it.
Yeah, I mean, Aliens is the obvious choice for me, but outside of horror, The Quick and the Dead, he was really great in that. I really loved him.
Forgot that one.
He plays like an ace, like a guy who plays cards, and
He gets fucked up.
yeah, he does. But he was really cool. I liked his role in that one.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, amazing movie.
And I'm gonna go with tonight's movie because I haven't seen anything else besides Alien. So
He's great in this.
Yeah, he totally is. Mono's next question: have you all started decorating for Halloween yet? / share some pics.
Well, I'm going to answer for Sam and Joe. Their place is always Halloweened up. For myself, yeah, I started filtering some stuff outside. I put a little girl in a swing outside of my tree with a little spotlight. Looks pretty creepy.
how exciting!
Put a orange light and a green light out front over the garage, give a little Halloween cheer. And put Zero, the dog from Ever for Christmas, little thingy out there in the lawn. So that started out, but I'm not done yet. But slowly but surely getting it all together.
Nice. What about you, Steve? Have you started?
I started pulling out the stuff from my Halloween closet, and I'm about to build my Spooky Town village really soon, probably like starting tomorrow or Wednesday, and hope to have it finished by this weekend. And after that, I'll start doing some of the other stuff. But what do you guys do like for Halloween that's extra from, obviously your Halloween apartment?
You guys have a balcony?
We have a balcony. Yeah, we can't have like any lights out on it,
Oh,
but
bummer.
I want to like put some lights in our like sliding glass door to where it looks like it's on the balcony. But I also want to add like just more Halloween lights and more like black leafy garland that I have. Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
not really exciting.
I do whatever Sam.
I don't recommend
does.
having Halloween all year round.
You don't?
I do.
Yeah, my house is the same. It's Halloween all year round, so it's not a it's just it's really the animatronics and Spooky Town are the two things I pull out just for spooky season. Other than that, the stuff's out all year round. He finishes up by saying, will Todd have his cheat screens up for tonight's trivia?
Yes, I will. Pumpkinhead is up on the screen because I like to read the synopsis, and if we have any fun facts, I can go back and forth. So if you're gonna ask a question about that, it's your mistake. So shut up.
All right.
Next question is from horror fan Ryan. What are you carving into your pumpkins this year?
Oh, probably traditional square-eyed, triangle-nosed, vampire teethed, whatever you want to say, pumpkin man.
Same. I always want to do something creative and different, but I just don't have the
So
patience.
hard, yeah.
Or I'll accidentally carve out the negative space to where it doesn't work. So just triangle shapes for me.
Tried and true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always try to do something like fancy, but then I just fuck it up. So just keep it simple. I mean, a couple years ago, I did the Halloween jack-o'-lantern from the first Halloween movie, and that came out kind of cool looking, very basic, but came out nice. So yeah, I'll probably do something similar to that this year.
One of my favorite things about Halloween is how much time and effort my wife puts into her pumpkins, and like really super detailed, like really thin, like amazing designs. I'll do a traditional pumpkin, throw out like a couple guts on the mouth so it looks like he's puking, and people will walk by are like, oh my god, that puking one is so cool.
It's usually how it works, Steve.
It's just so like, it makes me laugh every year. The last time I carved a pumpkin, I actually cut out the face entirely, carve the face, cut it out, and then put it on the ground and put arms and eyes like inside the pumpkin, so it looked like he took his face off.
Oh.
So that was fun. So I try to get creative with my limited talents of carving because I suck. I'm really terrible at it. So it's always a like last second decision thing, you know, like whatever I feel like that day.
Have you guys ever tried to carve like a foam pumpkin? I know people do that nowadays, but I've never attempted it. Sam, have you ever tried carving a foam pumpkin?
No.
All right.
I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like styrofoam?
Yeah. It's so like you don't have.
The Funkins, Todd.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. How would you carve styrofoam? It's a pain in the ass.
No, it's like the pumpkins, the fake pumpkins that are made out of like the foam material that you can use every year. You've seen them, like you get at craft stores.
No. Sorry.
Well, it's basically so you don't have to do the cleaning out shit.
Yeah, but how would you carve it though? Without, how can you reuse it if you're
Because
carving
it's like hollow on the inside.
I know, but if you cut something away, doesn't it?
You just
permanently
carve
go
it
away?
once.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you just put
permanent.
it out
Yeah,
every
yeah,
Oh,
year.
okay. I thought you meant you can like redo it. Like
No,
keep
no, no,
using it
no.
over and over.
No,
Got it.
it's permanent. So like once
Joe
you carve
doesn't
it,
know
that's
what
it.
he's talking about.
All right.
Hey, everyone knew what I was talking about besides
Yeah.
Todd. So
Yeah, that's what
Thanks for backing me up, Sam.
I'm gonna be Todd for Halloween.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna get really angry and scream at your kids' softball and baseball games. That's step number one.
All
That's
right.
fun.
Last series of questions here is from Mandy, who, by the way, was the one who picked Pumpkinhead for us to vote on later. So the way it worked is we let our Discord throw out some movies. We each picked one, and then the Discord voted on which one of the four would win. Pumpkinhead was Mandy's recommendation. I forget, was it Sam that picked it out of?
Yes, it was me.
So Sam picked it, and then the Discord voted for it. So thank you, Mandy, for the recommendation. Her
Thank
first
you.
question is, hey, squad, what's your favorite non-horror moment in a horror film?
Non-horror moment?
Like something that isn't like a kill or like a scare or something like that in a horror film. So I had time to think about it just to give you guys a little bit of time. For me, it's 100% the montage in Dawn of the Dead where they're just enjoying them all. I fucking love watching that scene where they're playing video games and playing basketball and, you know, fucking around with the money that they have in there for really no reason because they can't buy anything. You know, it's just, that always amused me, that whole montage, and I love it.
My boy still gets upset about the price tag on a
Right, yeah,
that was a good answer.
Yeah, one that just jumped out into my head was in Scream when they're all at the video store and like right after the murders and like everyone's like renting the horror movies. There's like a big like rush at the horror section and stuff like that. And yeah, I love that scene.
Nothing's jumping out at me. Sam, do you got any?
Nothing's really jumping out at me either.
I'm sure there's a ton, but I just can't think of anything right now.
There is a ton. I mean, I was thinking of Scream when what is it? Is it 2 or 3? When Sydney's boyfriend's serenading her, but I didn't want to say Scream because Joe already said it.
Can you sing some of the song for us?
No. I don't know. I always like, oh my God, actually I do know. Sorority Row, I love the opening scene where it's like just a party and it's like nonstop. Like there's no cuts in the party scene and they go all throughout the frat house. I love that part so much.
Would
I
you
like the
count
party scenes.
You're a party girl. Would you guys count the Night of the Demons when Angela's dancing as a non-horror scene?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll give it. Yeah, I'll allow it.
I'm going with that one because it got a really good strobe effect.
Yeah.
Saul's just in the corner, like, what the fuck is going on? So that's a really good scene.
It's like he's having a bad trip or
Yeah,
something.
he's like, he's the only smart person in that movie. I got to get out of here.
I know. He's like, what the hell is happening?
Awesome. All right, her second question. What is the worst and best thing you ever remember getting in your trick-or-treat bag as a kid?
Have you
I
guys
think-
ever got anything crazy good besides like a king-size bar and stuff like that?
Oh, wait, is she asking for the? She's asking for the worst thing, right?
Best and worst.
Both.
Oh, the best and worst. No, I mean the best thing is always like the full size candy bars. Like I don't think I've ever got anything better than that. That's just the coolest. But for the worst, I think I've definitely talked about this on the show before. But one time we went to like a guy's house and like he ran out of candy, so he gave us like a half-eaten pie. And he
the
just like
hell?
handed
That's
it
so
off
weird.
to us. It's so weird. Yeah,
That's
and
a
then
red flag.
Yeah, so that was really bizarre. And then one time we all got like Bibles, which was,
What'd
that
you
was
do with the
very
pie
nice.
though? Tell me you ate it.
No, I think we threw it on someone's lawn.
Good old classic fun.
Yeah.
Worst thing is probably like a dentist baggie that you get from the dentist when you leave, but it's trick or treating stuff. You're like, damn it. Or you know what? Getting pretzels
Those
is
are
annoying
fun.
too.
Yeah, I mean pretzels. I like pretzels, but yeah, I agree. Pretzels in a Halloween trick or treat bag. You're like, oh, lame. I mean, the worst thing is when you get like fucking like the almond joys.
Oh my
or, like,
God,
the
I hate almond
Mounds. I'm like, what the
joys.
fuck is this?
The worst is when you get those fucking chewy pieces of candy that come in the wax paper that's black and
Oh
orange.
yeah, the peanut butter things. Those things
Like
are
everyone's
gross.
shitting
Yeah.
on candy corn. Don't forget about those little bitches. They're awful.
They are.
Or if like someone give you the popcorn balls that they actually made, I would always want to eat.
Yeah.
I'd always want to eat them as a kid because I'm like, ooh, I love popcorn balls. But it's like, there's probably like cat hair and like belly buttonlet in this.
Or,
I'm not
or
gonna
a
eat
sneeze,
it. Yeah.
a stray sneeze. Yeah, you know what? Parents out don't make homemade treats.
Do
They're getting
people
thrown
still
away.
do that?
They do, and
Some
they're not
do.
getting past Todd's check.
It's like,
No.
yeah, it's like save it for your friends.
Mhm.
I don't even like when people do it for work. Like I used to work at a vet clinic and people would always bring in like homemade treats for Halloween and Christmas. And I'm like, I'm not eating that stuff.
You're like, hey Sam, thanks. No
Like
hard
I know how
feelings
you
about
take care
yeah.
of your dog. I don't trust
Seriously. Or you watch them like pick their nose out of the corner of your eye, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
Ugh. Whenever I think of homemade treats for Halloween, though, I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Freaks or Geeks, but there's like they have a
Yes.
great Halloween episode where the mom like makes the cookies and no one wants them. It's great stuff.
Yeah, for sure. The best I ever got, and this only happened once, was a full bag of chips. Like I've never seen that in my life.
Like a big Dorito bag, kind of.
Yeah, like a full bag of chips. Like the chocolates was big enough. Like when someone gave you a full bar, that was big. But the fucking full bag of chips was like, damn, dude, someone won the lottery this year. And the worst thing I ever got was a prayer card. Someone was handing him out because,
The devil.
Because Halloween's the devil's holiday.
right. Which I just like, why bother? Like it's fucking little kids going to your door. Really? Anyway,
Halloween's the devil.
well, I don't remember like her really preaching either. It was just like she just put the card in. Was like, thanks. Anyway, next question: what are some of the funniest, most inappropriate Halloween costumes you have seen?
Nothing crazy. I'm sure you guys get a lot down in your parts.
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone who was like a legit like penis. They were just like a full size, like it was like a blow up penis costume. I know we've seen that one. Other than that, though, I can't remember like anything else. Like besides like, I don't know, like really like I guess like no, that's about as bad as I've seen. I think I've seen a lot of online ones that are quite inappropriate, but I've never seen any in real life.
Like what's the one that you've seen online?
I saw one, it was like Peter Pumpkin Eater, and like the guy had like his wife was the pumpkin and he had like pumpkin all around his
Oh.
mouth, like so I thought that one that's a little aggressive.
Anything for you, Sam, that you can recall?
What was it? Funniest or
She said funniest, most inappropriate.
I'll tell you what's inappropriate is when people just wear their work uniform and they call it a costume. Worst? You're the worst if you do that.
Wow.
Please don't do that.
What if you're a fireman though?
No,
You're a fireman.
just throw scary makeup on your face. Like I know that not everyone has money for a costume, but you could draw whiskers on your face. You can throw a dirt on your face and be a dead zombie.
So
You
for
could
all
put jam on your face, ketchup,
Oh.
anything.
for all the single parents, mom or dad, if you're a nurse and you're struggling to get home to take your kids fucking trick or treating, don't do it. Sam's gonna get your ass.
Fine. That's different. Is it though?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if you put like what if you put your work outfit on your kids? That's okay, right? Because
Yeah.
your kid, yeah. So there you go, single parents, you can do that. Sam allows it.
Yeah. The most inappropriate I've seen was definitely God. It was a guy dressed as a priest with a kneeling boy at his crotch.
Oh, that's just
Oh.
wrong.
Oh my god, yeah, I saw
That guy
that.
needs to
That
get
is
punched.
brutal.
Yeah, I saw it from far. It was I was like downtown in the city, like going to a party,
Yikes.
and I saw him from the back, and he just looked like a guy in a suit. But when he turned around, I'm like, oh, just like something in front of him. I couldn't quite make it out because it was at nighttime. But then I noticed his like priest collar, and then I kind of put two and two together. I'm like, oh boy.
That
Oh,
is
you know what?
aggressive.
I got one. Yeah, that is too aggressive. No, I had a guy that wore ACUs, the army uniform, and he had it so his leg was blown off. I was like,
Ooh,
that's fucked up, bro. Like you,
Jesus.
and I'm like, were you in the military? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, well, you're fucking up. Like, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. What about in the
insane.
Office? Todd Packer was a pregnant nun.
Packer gets a pass.
The one that I always think about though, and the funny thing is it wasn't inappropriate. It just looked really inappropriate. And I remember taking video of it. And I'll try to find it by the time the episode comes out so I can put it on Discord. When I went to a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, I was sitting in the cafeteria of a restaurant, and I look and I see a kid who's like, his back is to me, and I swear it looked like a Klan's outfit. And I'm like, oh shit, and this is like 2017, when things were starting in the US, like to kind of rise up and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, really? Like at Disney World? Are you kidding me? And I was so I tell my wife, and we're looking at him, and he wouldn't turn around. So I kind of like pretended to go do something. I looked at the front. It was a white Oogie Boogie outfit from Nightmare Before Christmas, but Oogie Boogie's like hood is like down, so it like curves down, but he left it up. So from the back, it looked exactly like a clown's outfit, but from the front, it was obviously Oogie Boogie. And I'm like, oh my God, kid, if only you knew. And yeah, it was like, I don't know why Oogie Boogie's costume was white though, because he's like green or brown and stuff. But yeah, we laughed so fucking hard though. It was just, wow, good times. Poor kid.
Yeah.
But he didn't know better, right? And the final question this week, we kind of got half this question already, but do you own any Pumpkinhead merch, which we answered, or autographs? Do you guys have any autographs from Pumpkinhead?
No, I mean, I got Lance
Nope.
Henriksen's autograph, but it's not on Pumpkinhead. It's on Aliens.
Me too. Aliens one.
Right. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's well, other than him, whose autograph would you want? Would you want the guy who played Pumpkinhead?
I don't think I'd want anyone. Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't an animatronic?
No, it was a guy in a suit.
He was in a
that
puppet costume. Yeah. I think he's actually, I think
He's like a famous like guy too.
He is. He did he was another big role like in costume too, I believe.
A ton, if I remember. If I read the IMDb.
I feel like he was I feel like maybe he was Predator or something like that too.
God, the guy was in Starship Troopers, Spider-Man, It, Santa Claus, Godzilla vs. Kong, Jumanji.
Wow.
Like X-Men Origins. The guy's in fucking Annabelle, The Nun, Jurassic World, X-Men.
Dang.
The guy's in fucking everything. Warlock, Batman vs Superman. The guy's like legit.
I don't think he does cons because I've never like seen him like advertised for any cons that I've been to anyway.
And most recently, horror-wise, he was in the Mortuary Collection.
Oh, cool.
He played Officer Burke. So
Nice.
Great movie.
yeah. So
I want Gypsy's paw print.
Gypsy's Pop. That's awesome.
Actually, I would meet the hag if I don't know if she's still alive
I don't
these
think
days,
so.
but
Yeah.
Same.
that would be cool.
Joe, elderly woman, please.
Oh,
Sorry.
you know what? He did an autograph signing with CPA recently.
Oh, cool.
Because they did a Mortal Kombat thing, and he plays Goro
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
in
Wait,
the-
Goro from the original?
from the movie.
From the new one?
No, from the 94 movie
Oh, that's awesome.
or 95 movie. Yeah. So
That's badass.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, and that's all the questions we got this week. Thank you everyone for asking. We couldn't do this segment without you. And now let's get a little deadly.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
All right, people. What watched? Joe, I want to know about the movie I had you watch.
All right, Todd.
Lay it on me easy there, bud.
All right. No, I'm ready. I'm just pulling it up right now. All right. So me and Todd had a little thing this week where we both kind of picked a movie that we would watch because we both recommended them to each other. So I watched 2020's, but 2021 really, because it was 2020 on the festival circuit. So 2021's Vicious Fun, which is currently streaming over on Shudder. This one is a horror comedy about a basically like this kid. I want to call him a loser. He's just like super nerdy. He's just like a super nerdy kid who writes for a horror like magazine. And he lives with this like really hot girl that like he's kind of in love with, but it's just his like roommate. So she like comes home after going on a date with this guy. So he decides for whatever reason that he's just going to follow this guy. So he gets in a cab and follows this guy to a bar. And he goes up to him and he starts recording him basically because he sees that he's wearing like a wedding ring. So he basically wants to prove to his roommate that, oh, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm looking out for you. This guy's a scumbag or whatever. So basically, he talks to this guy. The guy's like a super douchebag. He ends up he basically ends up leaving and stiffs the guy with the drinks bill and shit like that. So which sends him down like this downward spiral to just get completely shit faced. So he basically realizes that like he's a loser and like, this girl's never going to be with him and stuff. So he ends up like getting completely shit faced, passes out in the bathroom, which for whatever reason, no one checks to the bathroom or whatever. He ends up getting locked in to this bar. When he wakes up, he finds a circle of people inside of this bar. What we come to find out is it is basically a group of serial killers that are basically there for it's kind of like an AA meeting sort of, but for serial killers. And I'll just leave it at that because like there it just we go down like just some like crazy rabbit hole stuff that I don't want to ruin for anyone. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed this movie. Like just like the title says, Vicious Fun. This movie is like a ton of fun. Like I really had a lot of fun with it. It has a great cast. You got Todd Packer, which we mentioned earlier. He's in this. David Koechner, and we got Julian Richings, I believe is his name. He was in what was that one from last year? We all really enjoyed there with Anything for Jackson. He was in that, and he was also and he was also in The Witch. He's in this too. He plays like the serial killer. He plays like a serial killer clown. That's really fun. And then we have like this main woman assassin who's trying to take down the serial killers that our main character teams up with. She's really good in this. It's really well acted, like the whole way through. And yeah, it's just like a really fun ride. It's definitely a contender for top 10 for me.
Yeah, I wholly agree with you. It was a really fun movie. I think the title isn't that good. It kind of like put me off because like this sounds like a stupid movie. Vicious Fun, but it was set in the 80s and it's got a really good score. And then I just like the serial killers because you have the douchebag that they kind of make like Patrick Bateman. He's got like the painter's outfit. Yeah, he's excellent. And then you have this big motherfucker that's like kind of like the Jason Voorhees of the group. You have the guy Joe mentioned, the clown, but the way they reveal that he's a clown is just hilarious.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot. Some of the comedy didn't work for me, but that's with any horror comedy, it's gonna happen. But overall, it's if the year goes the way it's been going, it's definitely in my top 10. So Vicious Fun on Shudder.
Agreed. And my only real big negative too is it's a bit long. It's like an hour and 50 minutes. I definitely think it could have been tightened up quite a bit. But other than that, it's a really, really fun time. So I think most people will enjoy it.
All right, I'll go into yours then that you suggested, which is Bloody Hell, which I believe is a 2021 release as well, right? And this one is a very interesting one. It's like an action horror kind of comedy thing going on. It starts with this guy that not a lot going for him. He's a veteran, but he's kind of like, I don't know, he's just going after this girl, this bank teller. So he's at the bank line and he's about to get up with her. But then these bank robbers come in and start shooting up the place, kill people, hold up the place. And this guy's like a man's man, like he's ready to like take the robbers down. So he gets a gun from a girl that had a concealed carry weapon, and he just goes ape shit. He takes out every single one of the thieves, blowing them away with a shotgun. However, an innocent person dies, so he goes to trial, and he goes to prison for I think 8 years because the people that convict him say like, "Hey, like we get you're heroic, but you had the situation beat, you had it won, and you still wanted to go the extra mile and kill the last guy, and it resulted in a girl's death. So you're going to prison." So he goes to prison, and then when he's about to get out, he just decides he's going to go to Finland of all places because he chose it randomly from a map. And he goes, and he is targeted by a group that is basically a family of serial killers, and they harbor a mystery kind of creature slash person, we don't really know what it is, inside the house that they feed human, and he's going to be their next victim. So we're along with him as he deals with his imaginary friend, which is him, but it's a version of him that's like the badass version. So he sees him walk around the house, and he's talking to him, trying to help get out the situation, and then we just go from there. So I had a lot of fun with it too. Kind of similar, like it hit pretty similarly to Vicious Fun, kind of like the same kind of realm, different comedy, but kind of the same feel, and I liked it a lot. So definitely my top 10 as of right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Todd. I felt like they were like very similar movies, and like even though very different stories, but very similar
The
styles.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Which one did you like more?
It's hard because they're so similar, but they're different enough, you know.
Right.
I don't know yet. The jury's out where I'm gonna rank them because
Okay.
they're pretty close to me.
They are very close. Yeah. Did you like the Evil Dead homage in Bloody Hell there?
Dude, yeah, let's not ruin it.
Yeah, I won't want to ruin
It's
it,
good
but
stuff.
it's pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah, are those available for you, Steve? Bloody Hell or
They
Vicious
are.
Fun?
They're on my list. I'll try to watch them in the next week or two. Sam, did you watch the finale of American Horror Story?
I
Part one?
did. So finished up part 1 of Red Tide, American Horror Story, and I know that Steve and Todd were just waiting for the moment of them to say,
I didn't
"Told
sleep
you,
last night because of
why,
this. I was like,
why'd you do this to yourself?" And you know what? You're right. You're fucking right. Why did I do this to myself? Guys, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. So Joe, I think, fell asleep on the season finale. So I was by myself watching it. And I want to rewatch it again because for the most part, I was paying attention, but I was also on my phone because I could just tell. I was like, oh boy, here we go. How do I even explain it? So pretty much, I don't even know how to. There's not much I can say about it, but pretty much like the whole town is now like a zombie town. They are going to other towns to spread this pill to make more money, and just everyone's taking it, and it pretty much just ends with zombies attacking each other. I don't know. It's such a shame because part 1, like the beginning up to the last episode before the finale, was so good. Like the acting was great. I thought the story was great, but it's like they just got something happened. Someone called in sick to where someone else had to finish it, and they just did not show up for this. Like it's crazy. I did a poll on my Instagram and everyone enjoyed part 1, but they hated the finale. So I don't really know what to say. I'm embarrassed. I am, but I'm not because the other episodes were great. Like it's just crazy. Like everyone's story was good. The acting with Sarah Paulson, Macaulay Culkin, Evan Peters, like with seeing the finale, you wouldn't have even have known that all of this greatness has happened early on, but something happened and I don't know what to say.
That sucks.
Yeah, I fell asleep, so I can't really talk on it. But I'll watch it and let you guys know my thoughts. But considering Sam didn't like it, I think I will probably feel the same way as her. From what I read online, a lot of people said it just felt very rushed.
Mm-hmm.
it sucks when you're invested and the finale sucks ass, like Game of Thrones and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But are you like still excited for part 2 or?
Okay, so then they showed like a preview of part 2, and I couldn't really recognize any of my favorite American Horror Story actors, and there's a lot of them from the American Horror Stories, and the ones that they're using are ones that I do not like. So just based off of that, I'm like, I'm definitely not going to be watching it every week. I don't even know if I care at this point, because I kind of just want to cherish the part 1 that I did enjoy and just remember it for that, you know? So I'm like, maybe I need to like hop out of the train right now, you know?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it just because I don't think the show can do aliens right. Like they've attempted to do aliens before and it was fucking terrible. So like that's why I just don't think it's going to be good. I mean, will I watch it and give it a shot? Yeah, I will because I'm a glutton for punishment. But you know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm very excited for the Chucky television series because we were watching Child's Play on Sci-Fi the other day and they kept playing like little things for that in between, and I'm really excited.
When's that coming out? It's pretty soon, isn't it?
Yeah, October like 15th or 14th or something like that.
Oh my
But I know
God,
Sam's really excited because she found out something she didn't know.
I didn't
What?
know my baby's daddy was in it.
Which one?
Devin Sawa. Fucking Devin Sawa. Why didn't anyone tell me?
Greasy Devin's in it. Nice.
Yes, I saw him and I like dropped what I was doing. I was like a little kid watching the TV, waiting for Santa to come down the chimney. I was like, Joe, Devin's in it. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me? Like, this is going to be great.
Where is
So
that
I
freaking Hunter
need-
Hunt? Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I need all of you guys to tune in so it will help Devin's career. I feel like he's doing a great job on his own, but I think this is just going to get him like back to Final Destination status. Like I'm really counting on it. So we need all of the viewers to tune in, give them the ratings, you know.
Two things. Where can I see Hunter x Hunter? Because I always forget.
It's
after
on
the
Netflix
show.
in Canada, so maybe it's on Netflix, for you guys
Netflix.
too.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then I don't remember. Did Devin Sawa die in Final Destination? He did.
Yes. No, yeah, he did. He died in the sequel, but it's never shown because he didn't come back for the sequel. And then
Lame.
the girlfriend there talks about how he died.
They can totally bring him back. Say he faked his death to get away from
Yeah, they
Tony
totally
Todd's
could.
voice. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Is Final Destination still happening? Is that series still ongoing?
I don't think so, but I don't see why not.
Just saying
Everything
if
is
it
still
comes
going.
back.
Yeah, and nothing's off the table anymore. That's just what we've learned.
They could
and
do like an
Todd-
Idle Hands where Anton and Jessica Alba have a kid.
Right.
I like it. And Todd, you can watch Hunter x Hunter on Hulu if you have Hulu.
I do.
Watch
do.
it.
I will.
All right. My first one this week is one I talked about briefly last week. Because Joe was putting our podcast card all over Texas Frightmare, we got contacted by director Nathaniel Davis, who wanted to send us a screener of his new film entitled The Wretched, which comes out October 1st, and you'll be able to watch on Amazon Prime. So in this one, the synopsis: Candy Samples is retiring from the world of pornographic acting. After wrapping her final film, she's set to take a long road trip with friend and co-star Shannon Sweet. When sadomasochist actress Mandy Misery requests to tag along, the two reluctantly accept. Whilst on the trek, the trio run across a haunted bed and breakfast that offers a free stay for all who are able to survive the night. So this is a micro-budget film, which means it has basically not a lot of money put into it. And, as you can see from the synopsis, I find the synopsis kind of brings you in with a few expectations. To me, that sounded like one of those really kind of dirty, gory, high nudity, type movies. And it was not that at all. There's no nudity and there is very little gore. And unfortunately, I think that's where this movie kind of lost me a little bit. But I will say I've watched quite a few micro-budget films in the last 2 years, and this is one of the better ones anyway. It's actually a decent quality. The acting is not too bad. The direction is actually pretty good. My only issues, other than the lack of nudity and the little gore, is that there are also a lot of sound quality issues. Like there are some scenes which I could barely understand what they were saying because they're filming like in a diner, and I guess they didn't have like a big sound setup, so you couldn't really hear what the actors were saying, because they were filming on location. But I can kind of understand that for a micro budget film. I mean, if you want to do a thing in a diner, to get a proper sound and everything is not super easy. I would say if you like micro budget films, then you should check it out. There are some good stuff in it, but only if you're a film of micro budget films. Like if you expect, like kind of the perfect shots and the perfect sound and everything, this is probably not for you. But decent film. Glad I watched it. Thank you very much for sending it to us. And you can check it out on Amazon Prime. That's The Wretched on October 1st.
Very cool. It reminds me of, with you're saying like no nudity, it reminds me of Corona Zombies, where the girl got in the shower with clothes on.
And it's not like those girls never got naked before. They were naked in freaking Evil Bong. Like,
You're right, but they have to get like at least like probably $500, Steve. And they're like, listen, we're not going to give you the $500. Just get in the shower with your clothes on.
Yeah, like gratuitous nudity. I get it's not as big of a thing now, because
right?
of everything going on. Like I get that, but if you're making a film about porn stars,
yeah,
like it's kind of like a thing, right? I would just assume.
There's not like a lot of horror movies with porn stars. Like the only one I can really think of is a Serbian film. That's like the biggest one I can think of.
About pornography itself?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're like, I guess 8mm, but it's not really horror.
That's a great movie.
It's kind of borderline horror, but
yeah,
not quite, because it's about like killing and stuff. But yeah, that's a great movie for sure.
Then there was Porno, which I hated, but
you didn't hate it when we read it.
You guys liked it. I didn't like it.
Pull up the tape.
No, I gave it a bad rating. I remember that.
I don't remember what I gave. I think I liked it, if I remember correctly. But
I'm gonna go to my letterbox right now and I'll tell you.
Yeah, to check all of ours while you're in there.
All right. And I don't think I have anything else this week, by the way. So
you gave it a 2, Joe.
A 2, yeah.
I gave it a. What did I give it? I gave it a 4.
Ooh, wow.
Oh.
And Steve, I don't see yours on here.
Oh, I probably forgot to put it on.
All right, so Joe's done?
Yeah, I'm done for this week.
All right, so this is a book for all the book readers out there, but this is based, the movie came after it actually. The Ritual on Netflix a couple years ago was my favorite film. I think a lot of people really dug it as well. This book came out in 2011, written by Adam Neville. Yeah, it's got some very big core differences from the movie. I'll just start off saying that the movie, and a rarity, is this one is far superior to the book. It takes what the book did well and then expanded upon it. This one is different. It's a slightly different setup. In the movie, they're planning like a getaway, guys' day, guys' week, whatever, to honor their friend who got murdered in a botched store robbery. However, in this one, they're all basically just old friends that want to get together. And about 200 pages of it is them in the woods bickering because they've grown apart. They're not young men anymore. A couple of them are married with kids, and the main character is the guy that just never grew up. Like he's still working part-time in a CD store, slinging CDs, doesn't have any significant other past, he has one night stands, things like that. So he can't really connect with his buddies that have, moved on from the party lifestyle. All the stuff in the woods is excellent. Like the creature hunting them is fucking great. The way he describes his woods is awesome. It's just like, it's very cool. Like you're with the guys the whole time. However, it shifts gears like drastically. In the movie, it's like a cult that lives in the woods worshiping this thing, and they do like sacrifices, things like that. And I'm gonna spoil it for whatever, if people want to read it, stop listening now. But in this one, they stumble upon like old ruins, but it's 3 metalheads from the city, like death metalheads. Like they have a band and everything, and they're the type that took it too far, and they worship. They don't even worship the devil. They say the devil's fake, and they worship Odin and like Thor and things like that. And they stumbled upon the creature because there's one actual girl that's in a cult there. She's a very old lady, and they kind of worship her too. And it's just very weird. It's like 2 different stories. One is like the hike where they're lost in the woods and the creature's trying to kill them and stuff. And then the other one is just this guy talking to metalheads the whole time about how they're full of shit. Like no one's gonna remember them. They're talking about music that I don't know because I'm not into that stuff. And it was just a very weird transition from Lost in the Woods to surviving these death metal guys. So it lost me there. So it went from being a great book to an average book. But the movie I think is awesome and far superior to the book. So The Ritual, is a pass if you're a fan of the movie because it's takes a totally different direction. So, The Ritual.
Sam, you got any more, or was that it for the week?
That was it.
All right. My last one this week was also a screener that we received. It comes out October 1st, and that is Cleaning Up the Town, Remembering Ghostbusters. So this is a 2-ish and a bit hour documentary about the making of the original Ghostbusters film. So Ghostbusters is easily one of my favorite films of all time. It's the movie I have the most nostalgia for because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the Ghostbusters. I mean, my big 3 things when I was a kid was Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, and Spider-Man. So I was super, super into it. And I've seen this movie easily over 100 times over my life. So I came into this documentary thinking, kind of the big shot idea that I know everything about this movie. I've been following this movie forever. I've read books about it. I've seen documentaries about it. I watched all the special features on the Blu-ray, the DVD, the VHI. I knew everything about Ghostbusters. Well, shit, I did not know everything about Ghostbusters because this documentary is super fucking fascinating. They go into like extreme detail about what it was like filming Ghostbusters, how it came to be, the different things that they had to do to make the movie happen. It's a super interesting documentary, and if you can watch it and you're a fan of the Ghostbusters, I think this is a must watch. Just an example of a thing that I didn't know. There's a scene in the movie where Slimer is in a ballroom, and the Ghostbusters are chasing after him. It's pretty early in the movie, and you see Slimer flying around a chandelier at one point before they shoot the chandelier down. So this was happening near the end of filming, and they built like a miniature Slimer so that they can film it like kind of going around, and so they could put it in that shot. Well, they went to dinner and lost the miniature Slimer, and they didn't have time to make another one. So they were kind of freaking out because they need to get the shot immediately. So one of the prop guys just painted a peanut that he found at dinner green, and that's what's in the movie. So if you watch it really carefully in slow-mo, it's just a painted peanut that's going around the chandelier. And there are a bunch of fucking things like this. Like there's this stuff about Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and how they got that shot. It was like a whole thing where they hired the wrong stunt guy and they only had 3 costumes to burn up for the climactic scene. They fucked up the first 2, but then finally they got the shot for the 3rd one, like under all this distress, and they were super proud about it. They got the last minute, they're high-fiving each other. Then they got to the premiere, they watched the movie and realized they forgot pieces of his costume like on the shot, and they're all like, shit, we gotta tell people about this. And it's just so many great stories. If you love the Ghostbusters, yeah, man, you have to watch this. So that's Cleaning Up the Town, Remembering Ghostbusters from 2021.
So obviously no Harold Ramis in this, right?
Yeah, they have like archival footage of Harold Ramis talking about stuff like that. But yeah, it's got
Are any of the cast in it, or just like
yeah.
crew members?
No, I think you have pretty much everyone. I don't remember if Bill Murray, it's like recent stuff. Mm-hmm. I know Ernie Hudson is definitely there. Dan Aykroyd's definitely there. Director Ivan Reitman. They're all there like recently, but some of it's archival footage kind of mixed in.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's really, really cool.
Well,
yeah, and your Ghostbusters coming out, buddy.
Oh fuck, I'm so excited. That and Halloween Kills are my 2 like hopes for number 1 this year.
It's close, couple weeks out.
Yeah, I know. I fucking can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. The trailer like really made me excited after I watched the trailer for it. So
and they screened it at a festival like a month ago, and the people who saw it were all big fans, and they said maybe better than the original. So
that's Ghostbusters we're talking about, or Halloween?
Ghostbusters.
No, but the Halloween screening
Yeah.
was not good from what I heard. I heard. So they screened Halloween, and I heard not favorable things coming out. One person said, critics said it may be the worst one in the franchise.
They haven't seen Resurrection then, probably.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which I wanted to watch for this episode.
I did too.
Super fun.
Wait, what? Watch what?
I
Resurrection?
Resurrection, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, everything got a lot of votes. Besides, I think Night of the
Night
Demons,
of
2
Demons
was the
got
only one that didn't
yeah.
get anything. Yeah, there's
That's
no
a
Night of
great
the
movie,
Demons
too.
2 love. It is a good one. Very Halloweeny too.
Mhm.
I confused when Sam asked me about Night of the Demons 2. I started explaining Night of the Demons 3 to her, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I think that's Night of the Demons 3 actually." When I was like halfway through my synopsis. So. But
It's also a good movie.
yeah, Paranorman got a lot of love, and Halloween Resurrections. So I'm sure we'll end up doing those eventually down the road.
All right. Anything else? No?
Trivia time.
Trivia. The points are as follows. Steve commanding first place with 91 points. Myself trailing 89. Joe trailing that 86. Sam 62. This is game number 37. Get it? 7 from the last week.
Ooh,
Like that little reference
Love
there.
it.
2 weeks ago.
2 week. What did we do last week?
Malignant.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't here.
Well, three of us did Malignant.
Which I've been
you gotta watch it, Todd.
successful avoiding spoilers to this point. And I just got
Oh, good
HBO
for
Max because I
you.
was wrong about it. I thought you had to pay $20 for each movie plus HBO Max, but I
So
fixed
what do
my
you have
error.
to pay?
I'm paying $9.99, which is not bad.
No.
That's not bad at all.
I think it's $9.99, something like that.
Per month, and all the movies are
month,
included.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it goes up to $14.99 after 6 months, which is still not bad if they're still doing theater one releases.
I think they're gonna stop personally, but that's all.
We'll see.
Mhm.
All right. All mine are Todd originals tonight. I dug deep, so thank you, Kayla, for bringing them. But I'm gonna save them until when I'm not prepared. I'll pull them out.
Ooh,
So I will begin.
All right.
pull 'em out, Todd.
Are you ready?
Pull it out.
I'm gonna whip it out for you. What was the highest grossing horror movie of 1992?
Ooh,
Christ.
that is a great question.
Candyman.
Candyman is incorrect.
Why do you hate me?
The Silence of the Lambs.
No, it's-
You're, I think, a little bit off
yeah.
on that one.
was
If you
Army-
guys are both
No.
all really off, I'll give you a hint because this is
All right.
gonna be tricky.
Army of Darkness, I think, is 90. So
90s Army of Darkness, yeah.
yeah.
All right, this one is a remake of an extremely popular character.
Ooh,
Extremely popular character.
a remake.
No.
Or reimagining, if you will.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a total blank.
All right, that does. All right, my bad. All right, everyone goes up, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh my
Mm,
god.
it's a
I
good
was
one.
gonna say it, but I was scared it was
Oh,
gonna be
Sammy.
wrong.
That's okay. It happens.
Which I think is overrated, to be honest. But
Ooh,
I would agree with you on that. Keanu Reeves' accent is terrible.
terrible.
Oh my
Terrible.
god,
It's
he's
so
so
bad.
handsome.
And he's great, but the movie, his accent in that is his acting is that in that one is real.
I come from England.
I'll
I'm
have to
actually
watch
reading
it.
Dracula right now, the original.
Oh really?
It's fucking boring.
Yeah.
It was written in 18 something, right? So-
Right. All right, I'll go next.
all right, do it.
So mine are all from Kayla this week. So thank you very much
Kayla.
for that.
Woo woo.
What actress plays Susie Bannion in 2018's Suspiria remake?
Dakota.
Dakota Johnson.
Fuck you, Steve. Can't
Joe with the steel.
fucking cocksucker. All right.
You're
check
thinking
this.
Dakota Fanning or the other?
Well, yeah, but I was searching for a name. Joe swooped in
I
there.
did. I swooped in.
Damn this whiskey. It's not working. Maybe slower. What was her name again? Dakota what?
Johnson.
Johnson. That's right.
Which-
Fuck. Isn't she
great
married
movie.
to Aaron Rodgers now? Or is that
Ooh,
someone
is
else?
she? I don't
Are
know.
you sure it's Dakota Johnson?
That's what Kayla says. Are you doubting Kayla?
Ooh, don't doubt Tequila. Move on. Move on.
No, it's Dakota Johnson and what's her name is in it too.
The girl from the Dead
Tilda
Don't Die.
Swinton. Tilda
Yeah.
Swinton. Yeah,
Mm.
great
Damn
great
it.
movie. I think it's better or just on par with the original. That's how much I love Suspiria.
I don't like the
remake.
original.
The remake might be better then. I'd give it a
Yeah,
shot.
maybe.
I say give it a shot. But if
So
honestly,
s-
if you didn't like the original, you probably won't like
There's
this
just
one.
so much titles out there, man. It's hard.
Yeah, yeah,
it
no.
is. And like it's 2.5 hours, so it's a lot
Ooh,
to sit through.
boy.
All right, I'll go next. All these come from Kayla as well. We might need to just
Kayla.
change trivia to Kayla trivia.
All right.
All right. So, what genetically created mutant breed of animal tries to destroy mankind in the 1997 film Mimic?
Alien.
Monkey?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got
Moth.
it. Sam, take a guess. Cockroach.
Moth.
Cockroach.
That's
Todd
cock-
gets
yeah.
it.
Yes.
Mimic.
What was I thinking? Mimic of? What was I thinking?
You were thinking the other movie that's like Mimic,
Yeah, that's what I was.
which I can't remember the name of it right
What was
now.
the fucking name of that movie?
Phantoms? Oh, not Phantoms. No, there's not Relic.
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 Yeah,
Is
you're
it
thinking
Relic?
of Relic. Maybe.
Okay, well,
I think
Mimic.
so. Mimic is great though.
That's the one where
Is it
like they're
scary?
underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're underground, right?
creepy.
In like the New York subway at some point.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
the main character?
I don't even know, honestly. It's Del Toro, right? Though I
me
believe
look.
Mimic. I
me
believe Mimic is Del Toro. I always confuse Mimic and Relic, though.
Let's see, 1997. Oh, Mira Sorvino.
That's right. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro director.
Yep. It's a
All
good one.
right. Who's up?
Sammy.
Samsonite. that
All
from?
right, you
Or bonus point?
guys.
Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, you don't get a point.
I wouldn't know. All right, this week's trivia comes from Kayla.
Halo.
All right.
Kayla's quests.
Yes. Sigourney Weaver suffered nightmares for 2 weeks after reading the script for what film?
Aliens?
Alien.
We got aliens on the board.
All right, I'll pick something else then. Let's go.
I'm not going to tell you
Oh no, but he
until
said
everyone
it.
guesses. I see
he-
Joe plotting us still.
He said it first, so
Look at him. He's like an evil fucking pirate. He's twirling his mustache.
I'll go Ghostbusters.
Alien, Ghostbusters.
I'm gonna say Copycat.
Copycat. Which one's Copycat?
That's a good one.
It's a good one. Serious. It's like she plays like a author on serial killers, and she gets attacked by a serial killer. She gets agoraphobia, and then
Huh.
there's a copycat out there copying
I've seen
the
that.
murders. It's really good.
It's as good. It's worth checking out.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Harry Connick Jr.
Well, all of you are wrong. It is
Ooh,
the
second guesses.
No,
Never mind. She says that.
it is The Village.
What?
Wait, was she
Oh,
in
in
the
that
Village?
movie.
I forgot she was in that.
She was
Yeah.
in that movie?
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Let me
You,
go to
you guys tell me. You're the
at
horror
IMDb here.
fans.
I think she is one of the
The
people.
Village.
I don't know though. I don't recall her in it.
Maybe she just read the script though.
Yeah, maybe
She
they were
passed
like
'cause it's too scary.
Maybe she read
Maybe.
it as a friend.
Oh,
you know?
Sigourney Weaver. I was thinking of Jamie Lee Curtis. That's where I fucked up.
Oh,
well, you said
shit,
Alien.
Todd. Come on.
That's true. I still got it. Wait.
Did you guys like The Village?
Yeah, I'm stupid.
I did.
No, I didn't like the twist.
I didn't like it either.
I didn't like the twist, but I liked the rest of it.
Yeah, everything was great till the twist because all the stuff didn't matter at that point.
Right.
Did I tell you guys they're doing the Village experience here?
Really?
Yeah,
How random.
Where you have to go dress as old timey clothes, and they do. They have like the monsters, and they do the whole
Oh,
legend, and
wow.
there's dinner
Are
and
you
dancing.
going?
I mean, that's
No.
kind of cool. Yeah.
It was there were just too many people. It didn't make me feel comfortable
Mm.
to go, but yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Is that full circle and back to me?
Yep.
According to IMDb, on a budget of $12 million, how much money did 1987's The Monster Squad gross worldwide?
30.
30 million.
What was it? What was the budget, Todd?
The budget was 12, and this was 1987. Monster Squad,
8 million.
8 million. Depending on your guesses, might go closer.
17 million.
All right, I'm going closest because this movie bombed so bad it made 3.7 million.
Oof.
Joe is the closest to
Damn.
3.7 million.
That's awful.
Oof.
I know it bombed because in that documentary I watched, they talked about how like bad it bombed.
Oh, so
yeah.
you cheated.
Wait, why am I getting zero? Damn it! That means Joe's pulling closer to me.
Yeah, baby.
Damn it!
All right.
Oh, well.
Still from Kayla.
Kayla.
What is the last name of the family in Hereditary?
Oh man, it's a great
We,
question.
we are all notoriously bad with names.
Yeah, I know.
we are.
Johnson. That's a big fat no. I don't even remember any of the characters' names.
The Colettes. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't remember any of their names either, Todd. The character names.
Johnson's my final answer. Something generic.
The Greens.
Smiths.
You want to throw something out?
No, I have no idea.
So the answer is the Grahams.
The Grahams.
I was closest.
I would never got. Wait, what is the girl's name though? The weird girl in that one. Why can't I remember her
Oh,
name? I
Christ.
feel like I should remember her name, like out of anyone.
You're asking the wrong podcast. You have to remember the name.
Fine.
The only reason I always put up the movie of the week on my screen is because I don't want to look stupid not knowing the names of the movie I watched
Right.
fucking yesterday.
I know.
Ever since Sam started doing taglines for the movie we just watched. it's
Yeah,
up on my
that's
screen.
you.
And she
Alrighty.
asked the fucking birth date of the director that.
Oh shit.
All right. My next one. What state does the Toxic Avenger hail
York.
from? Incorrect.
Arizona.
Arizona, incorrect.
I want a second guess if Steve gets it.
I want a second guess too. I've mixed my states up.
Let's go Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is incorrect.
New Jersey.
Nevada.
New Jersey is correct.
Yes.
Todder gets it.
Yes.
What are you trying to say, Todd?
I really got to start
Jersey.
putting like Canadian geography questions because these American geography questions are so bullshit.
Well, all right. Would you get the answer of in Tusk where he was located in it?
Well, yeah, that's easy because I'm
Where is
from
it?
the,
Where
I'm
is it?
from I'm from the same province.
Which is
It's actually they're in Alberta because they're in Edmonton. So
look at him.
Alberta is a
All right.
province in Canada. All right, Sam, your turn.
Okay.
Right.
Tagline.
Hope not.
All right. In the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, what activity are the survivors most afraid of?
Showing emotion.
We got show and emotion.
Screaming.
We got screaming.
Swimming.
We got swimming. None of those are correct. I'll give you one more
Oh.
guess.
Smiling.
We got smiling.
Crying.
We got smiling and crying. Steve, what's your last guess?
Pointing. That's all.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Guys, come on. It's sleeping.
Oh, bummer.
I haven't watched that in so long.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like showing emotion because they can tell who's who.
Hmm.
Darn it.
They just added it to Shutter, so it's on my list of
The
things to rewatch.
the 70s one with
I think so. Did I someone?
yes, it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Mhm.
I never saw the James Bond.
There's like a
starring one.
50s one, right? Like,
There's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, who's up?
All right, Todd. It's you.
Back to me. Final question. This is a name.
Ooh.
This is a name. I'm gonna add this little part. In the excellent, amazing animated movie Coraline, what is Coraline's awkward friend's name?
I've never seen
no,
it.
Sam.
I was like, I feel like this is a Sam question.
Sammy, no.
I don't remember.
No, she makes fun of him.
Porky.
Timmy.
Oh,
I
Wyborn. Wyborn. His name's Wyborn. Wybe's his name. She says Wyborn.
remember
Why were
that
you
at all.
born?
Yeah, exactly. Oh well,
Sorry, I failed you.
it's okay.
All right, so this one is going to be closest to.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So giving you guys a little shot here,
Okay.
and this is a Steve original. I've had this
Ooh.
question written for a long
Ooh.
time.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
What year does the Forever Purge take place?
Forever Purge?
Forever Purge.
Is that the last one?
Yeah, that's right.
2020.
2020
Yes.
on the board.
2037.
2037 on the board.
2024.
And no one is really close, but the winner would be Sam.
Oh.
Ooh,
It's actually 2048.
2048.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Sammy.
a lot of people don't know it takes place in the future.
I thought it
All
was
right.
like modern days.
I knew it took place in the future, but I knew it was like
The
a
first one's
somewhat
like,
close future.
I think the first one's like 2036 or 2037 or something. Yeah.
Is that it?
My turn.
Joe and Sam have one more.
Okay. In what movie trailer is Stephen King's name misspelled?
Movie trailer?
Yes.
Like
The
trailer.
Shining?
Is it in the trailer for the movie? They were advertising it. They
Oh.
put director Stephen King, but it was spelled with a V.
So he directed this movie then.
Yes. Oh wait,
Who
no.
No, you're right.
No?
It's
No.
Pet Cemetery.
I'm sorry, not directed. Written by
So
Stephen.
in the credits itself.
Yes.
Got it.
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery on the board.
The Shining.
The Shining on the board.
Carrie?
Carrie is correct.
Oh,
Damn.
Otter
Man,
with the
it should have
point.
been Pet Cemetery.
because they spelled cemetery wrong.
Yeah.
How can they misspell Carrie? That's like one of his earliest, if not earliest.
Well, that's why he
They
was
Adaptation.
misspelled
he's-
his name.
Oh, got
He's
it.
a nobody.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit.
Right.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this, but my barber, his name is Stephen King.
Oh, really?
Really?
And his business card says Stephen King, the barber, not the author.
Does he have that on like the sign, like Stephen King's barbershop? Because that would
No, no,
get
no,
people
no.
in for
He
sure.
doesn't. He doesn't own it. Like he just works
Oh.
there. Yeah. It's pretty
All
funny.
right. Sammy's final.
All righty. What astrological event occurs during the 2017 movie Veronica that causes the characters to invoke harmful spirits?
Have I seen Veronica?
It's an eclipse.
We got eclipse. We got eclipse on the board.
Yeah.
Wait, is Veronica that Netflix show?
I don't know.
Veronica?
You tell me, horror fan.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it is, but
You said celestial event,
astrological.
astrological.
I will say, what did Steve say? An eclipse?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I will say then a meteor shower.
Todd, are you gonna guess anything?
Got a freaking tickle in my throat.
Ooh.
The winter solstice. I don't know. Full moon. Call full moon. That's my final
No.
answer.
Oh, there you go.
You've got it right. I just wanted to see you
There
guys squirm in your
Alright.
undies.
Server.
1 point tonight. This fucking Boston beer did nothing for me.
It's all
No,
bad.
no more Boston beer. Back
It's
to
the
Canadian IPAs.
it's the curse of Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Sam, if you can get this question right, it's a point. It's directed directly towards you because it was my alternate question to Coraline.
Oh.
Wake up. In Coraline, what does she pick up that makes her hands itchy?
Oh my God, Todd.
Oh my God, Sam. No.
Cactus.
A button.
Shut up.
A button.
Poison oak, damn it. Poison
Come
oak.
on.
Movie's
Sam-
great.
Sam, gonna rewatch Coraline, I guess.
Oh.
You gotta rewatch it.
All right,
I
tonight's
have,
score.
I have a bonus
Ooh.
question.
Oh, boner.
Boners.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Who was awarded 2021 Spirit Halloween's first chief officer?
Sam.
Some TikTok star.
Halloween
was-
happy.
Who was listed as a runner-up?
Sam.
Sam.
Happy.
The answer was the wrong choice.
Yes.
The runner-up
Oh,
was
5
Halloween.
points to Steve.
So do we all get a point for saying it?
I don't think so.
No.
No, fine.
All right. Tonight's points are I snagged 3, Sam snagged 1, Joe 1, Steve 1, which brings us to a tie for first place. 92 apiece means Steve. Joe hanging on her
Uh-oh.
buttholes, 88. Sam 63. I gave her 2 points, but she let me down. I'm gonna
I know. I'm embarrassed.
It's okay. All right. Thank you for the questions you guys sent in. We truly appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you
And
so much.
that thing brings us to Pumpkinhead, 88. Oh, I just want to bring up real quick. Did you guys watch the trailer for Stranger Things season 4?
No.
No, I didn't even know it was out.
I'll check it out.
Ooh,
I had some
is
questions-
it
I had some
good?
I don't know. I wanted to bring it up with you guys because I was like, what is this?
Oh,
How
really?
long is it? Do you want us to watch it real quick? Is it like a minute?
I think it's about 2-3 minutes.
Like,
They
oh,
did
If you
do a
really
good
want-
job. Like,
If you really want to watch
advertising.
it, I was like, if you really want to watch it, I'll talk about it. I'll watch it really quick.
Well, I mean, it's current right now if you guys have time.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll watch it real quick. Hold on, let me mute this.
2 hours later.
So what do you guys think about the trailer? It's like visually it looks cool, but it looks like they're going Scooby-Doo with it. Like they're like I don't get the direction.
Scooby-Doo. What trailer did I watch? Because that's
No,
not
I'm meaning like they're walking around like solving crimes and almost
Yeah,
seems like.
it really gave me Scooby-Doo vibes too.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
Well, did they went into a house, right? Steve and the kids.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, what's she
That was not
watch?
the trailer
Which
I
one
watched.
did you? I
She
watched.
wants
That's one I
the
watched.
Russian bootleg. Apparently.
No, it's like they kind of did a recap real quick, but it's
No.
like they are in like I don't know if it's a psych ward, but wherever
No.
it's like a guy who it's like a bunch of other kids who are in some kind of I don't know if it's an insane asylum, but they're playing with different toys. And then the guy walks in and he's like, all right, kids, I have a special surprise. And they're calling him like, yes, Papa. And then he's like, today's going to be a big day. And they're like, yes, Papa. And then it zooms into a room with the number 11. And he's like, 11, if you're listening. And then that's all I saw.
Hold
Well
on,
then.
Sam. I'll send it to you in Messenger if you want to watch it real quick.
Well then.
It's only like a minute and 50 seconds. You guys watch the one where it's like old timey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
was trying to listen to that music. I couldn't find it.
There you go, Sam. I just sent it to you.
Okay, well, you guys talk about it. I'll just remove myself.
No.
We'll wait for you.
Yeah. It's only a minute 50.
2 hours later.
I'm back.
All right.
All right. Well, that's good for the trailer. So let's move on to the movie.
I
So-
don't blame you.
So what do you think? It looks like it's a different shift definitely from this trailer. I know it's just a minute and a half trailer, but it looks like they're just in there solving mysteries now. And it's kind of Scooby-Doo-ish. Like Steve's the ringleader, and I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I feel like it's not enough to.
Judge it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree. They didn't really give you a lot there, but it definitely seems like they're going a different direction, sort of. But I kind of like that. Like, right? They've done like the same thing the past 3 seasons, so maybe let's try to do something a little different. And if they are going to go Scooby-Doo-ish, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, there was no 11 in this, unless she's back, right? I would assume Millie Bobby Brown.
She's
and
back,
stuff.
but I mean, it looks like they're going into a house that something started in the house before like their time, before
Right.
the 80s.
Mhm.
So it was like going back to, you know what I mean? Like back
Yeah.
to the 50s.
Well, we'll have to cover it like we did season 3.
Definitely. Yeah. I think we should cover Chucky too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that'd be fun.
A lot of people are telling us to cover Midnight Mass as well. So
I would love to cover that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's only 6 episodes, I think.
yeah,
so-
it's only 6 to 7
yeah.
episodes. So that's not too
so
bad.
I'd be down to do that as well. Maybe we'll just become a TV show podcast.
Yeah, right. Maybe in November. We'll see. If
Yeah.
we can at least give us a few weeks. Yeah. To...
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
November-
not watching the Pilgrim again.
Loved it.
But did it feel like the Stranger Things trailer should have been a bigger deal? Like I heard about it, but not much. Like Stranger Things. I know, like everyone, my fucking mother-in-law watches Stranger Things. Like it should be a huge deal, and barely anyone talked about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, agreed in some way, but once the show drops on Netflix, it's gonna be all anyone is talking about. So just give it some time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's just talking about how the trailers are usually all over
Yeah, no, yeah.
the internet and social media. And also, like the trailers that we've seen in the past, they're like jam packed, like a big firecracker, where this was just like a little burnt turd.
Quiet. Yeah, it was. I agree. Maybe that's why like a lot of people aren't talking about it, because you didn't really see much like
Well,
at
that's
all.
what we're saying.
So,
I've seen that house before. I feel we've seen that exact house in other horror films.
Lock in the walls.
Yeah.
It just looks like generic haunted house with the stained glass front door and like
It looks like the show Sam likes, season 1.
Murder house. It looks like murder house a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was my first thought, but it could be. Anyway, it just that I was like, I've seen this house before. I just also the Undertaker's house and my God, what's that movie we just talked about? Mortuary Collection was kind of like that too.
do you think Steven's gonna be like a main character now, since like he's kind of become like the fan favorite, right? So maybe they're gonna like use him as like kind of the main person this time around.
I would think so, to lead.
Hopefully he can get a girlfriend this time. Keeps getting
You just keep getting shut down.
Yeah.
I did like what's her face from season 3. I hope she's
I did
back.
too. Maya Hawke. I hope she
Maya
comes
Hawke,
back
yeah.
too.
I
yeah.
think she is. So
Cool.
I think everyone's coming back, if I'm interested.
Very nice. Have you guys ever met any of those kids?
No.
Would you?
Yeah.
Mm,
I would for
maybe in like 10 years.
Okay.
When it's
You
not
guys-
as weird. It's kind of weird to me. Like, no offense
I
to anyone that
feel
does that. But going up to like a 12-year-old and I don't know. Like
Yeah.
like the kid that plays the little boy in It. He was like 6 or something when that
Mhm.
movie came out, and he's doing cons. I'm like, that's kind of strange.
It is kind of, I kind of agree with you, Todd. Although like we did do that. We did like a group photo op with Sam and I when we met the Losers Club from It. And like that wasn't as weird. But yeah, like when I went to Texas Frightmare, the kid from he was in The Conjuring and The Haunting of Hill House, the little kid there. He was like sitting there and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird to me to like walk up to like a 7-8-year-old and be like, hey, can I get your autograph and stuff? So
Yeah, can
Yeah, I
you
don't
get
know.
your crayon and sign this for me?
yeah. Although though Sam and I both said we would have totally met Abra from Dr. Sleep was supposed to be at a con, and we both said like we would totally want to meet her. So
Yeah,
I guess it's not that weird.
I just paid to get Judith's autograph from The Walking Dead.
Oh, cool.
Because I think she's going to be a huge star, and I
Mhm.
want to get it before she is and stops doing cons and stuff. And fuck, she's like 12, and she's done Creepshow, Star Wars, Marvel, and The Walking Dead. You know, like
Wow.
fuck,
Yeah.
she's
Good for
she's
her.
fucking Ray. She's fucking Grimes. She's like, goddamn.
It's amazing.
All right, ready for
Let's do it.
Pumpkinhead? All right,
Yes.
Pumpkinhead, 1988, directed by the fantastic creature feature special effects wizard Stan Winston. Synopsis reads: after a tragic accident, a man conjures up a towering, vengeful demon called Pumpkinhead to destroy a group of unsuspecting teenagers. So this one stars Lance Henderson of Aliens fame. He's just a small town guy. You know, he's living with his son who's about, I don't know, 5-6 years old, something like that, in like a dusty old town. He's like a farmer. He owns a little grocery store. He's just a nice guy. Clearly, he loves his son. His son loves him. And they're manning the store with their trusty dog, who is the same actor dog that played the dog in Gremlins. Fun fact for you guys out there. Meanwhile, a group of, they say teenagers, but they're clearly like 22, 23. They come to the town, and of course they're fucking assholes. Like, they make fun of little kids' glasses. Actually, they're not all fucking assholes. Only the one main guy, Joel, who's one of the biggest pieces of shit of all time. I hate him. He makes fun of the kids' glasses. He's been drinking and driving. He gets on his dirt bike and starts hauling ass around the town. Lance Henderson's character has to leave because he has to do delivery for this customer. And, his son runs out after the dog, where the guys are riding the motorcycles. Unfortunately, Joel, our drunk driver, crashes into him and kills him. And then he takes off, and he's like, I'm not going back to jail. I'm on probation for my last DUI. Like, you piece of shit. Stop driving a fucking motorcycle, you sack of shit. So he runs off. And surprisingly, the other kids are very like, oh shit, we gotta let's take care of the kid. We gotta find out how to help him, things like that, which is not normal from a movie like this when it's a kind of revenge thing. Usually everyone's in on it. So Lance, eventually comes back, finds his son, who ends up passing away. He goes to visit the other local guy, and it's like, hey man, I know there's a fucking witch living in the hills here. Tell me where she is. So eventually he goes over to her and wants to make a deal, hoping that the witch can save her son, but she can't. But she can pull a vengeful demon to take care of the teenagers for him. I forgot to mention too, earlier in the film, it leads off with the Pumpkinhead demon doing a kill, and Lance Henderson is a small child, and he witnesses it. And then that's why Lance knows that this can be done, because he witnessed it when he was a kid. So we'll leave it at that. First time in a long time for me. This is probably the third time watching it, and it definitely moved up in my ranking. I still have the same issues that I've had it with it on previous viewings, but I think Lance is he's amazing in this. His acting is awesome, and the relationship between him and the son seem very genuine. You can tell me they're real life father and son, I would believe it. And I hate Joel with the passion, so that's effective too. He's such a douchebag, and Joel kills a child. He's drinking and driving. He assaults his friend with a deadly weapon. He locks up these people. This guy's a piece of shit. He's the worst. But I'll leave it at that. Yeah, enjoyable film. Do have some issues with it, and yeah, someone else take it.
Hey, Todd, can't wait to hear your issues with it.
Okay,
Because there are none.
there's a couple.
So I love Pumpkinhead a lot. I don't remember adoring the father and son relationship as much as I did watching it just now. It is so sweet. I agree with Todd. I really felt just so loving. I was like, Dad, will you be my dad? I want a kid. That's how moved I was with their relationship. I second that with Joel. Not only did he do all of those things Todd had just mentioned, but he also got another drinking and driving incident that he got before this and was on probation from that. And his poor girlfriend, who was completely brainwashed, not knowing that she can get away from her shitty boyfriend. And the fact that he assaulted his friend with a log, I'm like, hello, this guy is trying to kill you guys. Come
Seriously.
on. But I loved it. I mean, I love how much they show Pumpkinhead. It is just so cool seeing him. He seems so large. I love how when they're walking through like any of the tree scenes, you kind of look at the screen wondering if Pumpkinhead's going to show up because there's like that big tree that kind of looks like him. Not really, but it is similar, and then it has like the two like creepy hands that are kind of down, and you're like, is that Pumpkinhead or is that a tree? Like, it's just really cool how they placed it and everything. What else can I say about this movie? Gypsy the dog did great. Love her. Love everything she does. And I thought the little boy did a great job dying. It's a great movie.
Did you read what other movie Gypsy is famous for?
Todd had mentioned Gremlins. Is there
Yeah.
another one?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, his real name's Mushroom. That was hilarious.
Aw. R.I.P. I wonder when he passed away.
Probably a while ago now.
A while back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still alive.
That's the oldest dog in the history of the world.
Yeah, so I saw it like fully in the 90s, and then I've seen like bits and pieces of it recently because it plays on AMC's Fear Fest during October every year, but I never actually sat down and actually watched it since the 90s, so it was nice to get like kind of a full watch. I gotta say, like, I liked it. You know, it's a fun movie. I love Pumpkinhead. I love his look. I love the witch, like her makeup and how creepy she is. I actually kind of wish we saw a little bit more of her. I also laughed like to myself, thinking there should be a drinking game where every time you see Pumpkinhead, he's always backlit with fog, like every single time. He's always like presented so like in such a way that, like every single scene, which I thought was hilarious. I did have some issues with it though, like Todd said, you know, particularly the pacing and how like it was like really actiony when Pumpkinhead would show up, but when he wasn't there, it was kind of like especially when they're focusing on like the teens or whatever, because I didn't care about any of them. Like I never really got to, you know, care for any of their fates. Like I didn't care if they died. It just, they were just there really for Pumpkinhead to kill. So there are other issues as well, but yeah, I thought it was an okay film, and I'm glad I rewatched it.
Yeah, so this was like a definite like big watch for me growing up. I watched it like all the time. I definitely rented it from the video store a bunch of times, but I really hadn't sat down and watched the entire thing. And probably like Sam and I had thrown it on, but I don't remember like actually watching the entire movie in probably at least 10 years, if not longer. So this one was pretty fresh for me. It had been quite a while, so I was very excited to watch it again. And I was a little worried because I didn't know if it was going to hold up, and you know how that goes when, a movie that you is beloved as a child, you go back to rewatch it and it's just not as good as you remembered. But I gotta say this one held up for me, held up quite well. I honestly forgot like a lot of the backwoods stuff that we start off with in the beginning of this movie. Like I did not recall that at all. Like I just remember the Pumpkinhead scenes. But I agree with you guys. Like Lance Henriksen is amazing in this. Like he is top notch. He really does carry this movie very, very well. The father-son relationship, and this is great. They really did a great job building that relationship up before, of course, the tragedy happens. But can we talk about like it kind of shady, like that Lance Henriksen just kind of leaves his son like alone at that age? Like, I'm not saying the kid deserved to die or anything, but it's kind of shitty parenting, no, in a way.
Not back then though. Like
yeah.
my grandfather would leave me at his like restaurant when he had one.
That is fair. Yeah, that's a fair
it's not like he left him all day. He just went to pick up something down the road and came back, right?
Yeah, it was a different time.
I think he even said like the city folk or city people killed him. So you feel like there was already something, like they didn't like city people. Maybe they thought they were like not scary, but just dangerous. Like you couldn't really trust them. Mm-hmm. I just don't know why he didn't take him with him,
Well, Lance also overheard when Joel made fun of his kid too. So like there was also already like, fuck these motherfuckers. Like, let's wait till he leaves. Homeboy can wait for his feed.
Exactly, sir.
Exactly. Not like that. Like
19 kids and shit.
And that I will say, like, that didn't deter like my rating or anything like that. It was just like an observation I made while watching it. But I mean, that death scene is heartbreaking, and like you really do feel bad. And so like that was great. Like they really did a great job on that entire stuff. And like I mean, Joel is like one of the biggest pieces of shit in movie history. I just love like how over the top he gets too. Like it's just like the ultimate villain. So you're like rooting. Which is great because like you're rooting for Pumpkinhead. I will say though, I did feel bad for one character, the guy who stayed. Like I felt like he was like the good, he did stay. He like comforted the kid. He waited for Henriksen to come. Like I don't feel like his fate was deserved as much, like I guess out of any of the other characters, because he actually like seemed like a good guy and one that could have been saved out of any of them. So I did feel something for him. Other than that, though, I do agree with Steve that I really didn't care about any of the other characters. Pumpkinhead commands the screen. Like anytime he is on screen, it's amazing. That creature design is, I mean, top notch, which is why he is one of the most like iconic creatures of all time. In horror history, well deserved, amazing monster design by Stan Winston on that one for sure. So yeah, I mean, over there, I did have a few issues with it as well, which we can talk about. But overall, I really like this one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, my only issues honestly were the pacing. I thought, like Steve mentioned, I think that it should have gone, pedal to the metal, like once Pumpkinhead comes, instead. Exactly like Steve mentioned, like he would come up and it'd be like exciting and scary and shit. And then he would leave, and then we're talking about like drama again with the kids. I'm like, oh, we're like, let's get past this and just have fucking a rampage. And then I felt like the stakes were low, like Pumpkinhead is his vengeful spirit or whatever. And then Lance kind of like wants to fight him too. I thought Lance should have embraced it, and been like, this fucking happened. Like I unleashed this motherfucker on you, but no, he ends up helping the people that killed his son. And I'm like, I just didn't like that character choice, I guess. That's really it though, honestly. Pacing and the weird choice of Lance going against the grain on that.
To me, it wasn't like a weird choice because like he at heart seems like a genuinely good guy. So for him to want to defeat this Pumpkinhead because he is so evil and like killing these people, like even though sure, like they killed his son, but like I felt like it worked with his character just because he seemed like a down, like really at his core, just a really good, genuine guy that we see obviously like through most of the movie.
Yeah, and do you guys think we should have seen more of the witch? I thought she was like super cool, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I wish we'd gotten a little bit more of her and what her deal was and why she did this and all that stuff, her motivation. But she was kind of just there to conjure up, Pumpkinhead.
I mean,
Creepy,
I think we got enough of her, honestly, just because like the movie's like 87 minutes, and I think that's perfect. Like, I don't think we needed to go any longer. So if you threw in more of this witch backstory, we're probably teetering more closer to the 2-hour range. So I mean, I think she was there to do what she needed to do, which was to summon Pumpkinhead. Which, by the way, that set design of like where Pumpkinhead is buried and stuff,
Ooh, the graveyard
A
thing.
plus. Yeah, I love that. I fucking love that so much. So,
Her shack was cool too.
Yeah,
everything around it, like all the set design was awesome. Like even his house, it's got like a rustic, dusty feeling to it. The whole movie like was awesome.
Or that broken down church that they're in at some point. You could see the light going through like the cross holes and stuff.
Yeah, I love that shot. Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah, no, they're definitely like you could tell Stan Winston's influence in this and his creature design and set design. It's just, yeah, like I said, there's just a lot of parts where I was kind of bored. Just waiting for Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinhead would just kind of just meander on once in a while, like he did
cicada sound, and then
he wasn't necessarily like chasing them. He was just kind of like, all right, I guess I'll walk over there and everything else and they do stuff.
He did have that excellent shotgun scene though.
He did. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Stabs douchebag Joel with it. Yeah,
and lifts him up.
Yeah. That is actually, so that's like one of my big negatives of the movie is I feel like Pumpkinhead was like underutilized as far as like his kills, which I think was more of a design flaw than anything, just because like I feel like they couldn't really do a lot with him but like I would have liked to have seen Pumpkinhead cause more carnage. I think that it would have hit a lot better if we got some like great gore scenes with him,
Yeah,
which
if he
we
ripped them
really,
apart.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wanted a couple stuff like that where he's just absolutely causing havoc, but unfortunately we don't get that here. But I think that would have made it an even better movie.
Any negatives for you, Sam? Or are you standing by the flawless?
I mean, I guess some of the kills could have been a little more gruesome rather than him just like lifting them up and then dropping them. But other than that, my favorite one was when he's in the tree with the girl and he's dangling her like a little mouse.
I have a question for Sam. Remember in the beginning, Lance Henriksen shirtless with the flamethrower?
Yeah.
Is that a smash or pass for you?
That's gonna be a smash, and I think it's a
Nice.
smash for Joe because he was like, he said something and I didn't even say anything. He was like, "Hello,
He's looking cut.
stud."
He's
Yeah, it
looking
was.
cut, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
all like sweaty
Yeah.
and cut. I'm like,
I was
oh,
like,
Yeah.
all right, Lance, looking good, man.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yep. He's all oiled up, looking like a
Yeah.
stud.
he's a fucking beefcake, dude.
He was. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I do.
I like how Joe's kind of blushing right now. It's kind of
He is
It was
getting more worked up than I am.
I'm gonna have to get a poster, have him sign it or something.
Imagine you have that. You're like, what the fuck?
Lance is great though.
I have one more comment. Freaking the opening credits was so long, 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
I said that to Sam.
Yes.
I was like, man, we should. I was like, we
Snack time,
would have been
dude.
halfway. I said that exactly to Sam. I was like, we'd be halfway done with this movie right now if I just fast forwarded
Yeah.
through these credit scenes.
3 minutes and 7 seconds. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Wow.
And it's not even anything interesting.
No,
like,
it's just
going
flames
on.
and names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flames and names.
And I
Now,
don't know if you
Rock
noticed,
band.
they even had like the fucking like studio logo, like in the little like it was like almost like an end scene credit. It was weird. It didn't make sense. Like it was weird. It's almost like I was half expecting like the fucking score to go up. Like just it's yeah, it's totally pointless and strange.
Mhm. Speaking, actually, I didn't recognize the score in this movie. Like, is there one, or is it good? Because I
It
don't
was
recall
it was
really.
like just basic,
Basic, yeah.
Yeah, at some point I stopped to like think about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's one of those where it's not bad enough to like to be pointed out, but it's also not good enough to be pointed out. It's just
Now I got a confession. I've actually never seen any of the Pumpkinhead
yeah,
sequels.
me neither.
So
Same here.
okay, so I guess none of us can answer.
I
this.
think two of them are made for TV, so
Oh, okay.
it's very
I mean, I heard they're bad. So, but I'm definitely curious to see like where they go from like this first movie. Like, is it like the same style where like it's like another revenge tale, or I guess we'll find. Yeah,
Check
I'll
out the
have to-
chat.
definitely gonna have to
Messenger
watch
gets a nice
it.
Picture.
Okay.
I'll put it in the Discord too, but check out the chat.
Also, did you like how Pumpkinhead morphs into basically Lance Henriksen at the end?
Yeah, that was neat,
that was cool as hell.
Yeah,
really
that
like
was
that.
great.
Which that sideshow statue that I think it was Chuck mentioned about, they have the alternate Lance Henriksen head that you can like
That's awesome.
interchange. Yeah, it's pretty dang cool.
yeah, that's really cool. And I like the whole twist where you become the next Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool twist to the story.
Mhm.
That was different than usual.
No, it was great. Yeah.
All right, you guys want to rate it? I know Joe has to leave.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sammy,
Do
lead it
it.
off.
All right. I'm gonna rate
It's all
it.
flustered from the Lance picture.
I
you sent.
am. I'm gonna rate it a 7.7.
Ooh,
Is that
Which
low?
I thought you'd go higher.
I thought you were, yeah.
I'm
thought
shocked.
you were-
Me too.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like you guys are gonna go low, then mine's just
Well,
gonna
it doesn't
be
matter
like,
what we think. It's what we
mine's
think.
gonna be a goofy Sam pick. All right. I'm gonna go with 8.6.
Ooh.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Go
Oh,
for it.
sorry. Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
I'll
go,
go. I mean, it still holds up to me. I really love this one. It's just like iconic creature feature, classic. I give it an 8.
Oh, that's high too.
All right.
Something that really holds it back for me is that I'm never happy during this movie because I'm just bummed out about the kid.
Yeah.
So like even like the kills aren't as gratifying because Lance isn't into it either. So I'm doing it a solid 6.75 out of 10.
Come on, Todd.
It's a solid 6.75.
A solid. Okay.
It's a
As
solid.
long as it's a solid 6 point negative 2.
Fine, 6.8. 6.8. Is that better?
Yes.
The IMDb rating is 6.2, so I'm above the green on it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of around the same lines as Todd here. I was actually at 6.5. I'm happy I watched it.
You don't give him shit, Sam. You don't give him shit.
Steve's not going to change his mind.
No, that's right. I'm a firm 6.5.
Come on, Steve.
I did like it. I thought Pumpkinhead looked great, but now that I've like revisited it, I don't feel like I need to revisit it anytime soon. The only reason I would is if I found the other 3, because now they're unavailable in Canada, so it's a moot point. I can't even watch it. But if Tubi ever put the other 3 up, I'd probably rewatch this one to get ready for those. But yeah, it's like great. I watched it. Move on.
Fine.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys surprised that it wasn't like Pumpkinhead's not more of an icon though? Because he is so unique looking, and it's that time came out at around the time where all the icons were getting popular.
I feel like his popularity is growing now.
Yeah.
Because people are discovering him. But yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of like a cool because not everyone knows him.
Yeah.
Type
Yeah.
of.
I feel like
soon
it's
will
hard.
be like the creature
Yeah.
from the Black Lagoon, like how no one really cared about him, but now he's like
Mhm.
really popular.
I feel like if in like horror circles he's iconic, but yeah, as far as like normal people, they would have no idea who Pumpkinhead is. So
Yeah, but like these things come around. I mean, fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Nobody talked about that shit 4 years ago.
Yep. No, they didn't.
I feel that since Halloween Horror Nights brought it in 2018, that it just spiked in popularity because people are going through the scare zone and being like, the fuck is this? It's awesome. And it's just, I feel since then it's just been growing and growing, and now it's all over the place. I think Pumpkinhead could have its moment in the sun. So we'll see. Hopefully.
The poster on IMDb is amazing. Really good art.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. There's a lot of really cool.
Hit us with that tagline, Todd.
Ooh, what is the tag?
Cruel, devious, pure as venom. All hell's broken loose.
Ooh.
Oh, Sam was That's a weird tagline. I wouldn't, if you asked that.
That is a weird one.
I know. I was like, I should have asked that because you guys wouldn't have guessed Pumpkinhead.
Cool, devious, pure as venom. Wow, that doesn't make any sense.
This
He's cool.
and this
He's
was
cool
a
writer.
this was a Halloween movie because it was released in October originally in
Nice.
its original release date.
How much money this made? Let me take a look at this thing.
I don't think it did that well.
Let's scroll a little bit.
Nope.
Ooh.
What was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like it's a bomb.
3.5 mil for the budget, 4.3 mil gross worldwide,
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty much
Eesh.
a bomb.
which
Yeah.
is all US and Canada.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's probably the
There's your answer, yeah.
yeah, that's your answer of why. I can't believe they made 4 sequels then.
Yeah,
If it-
yeah,
or
exactly.
3
They made
sequels if it
they made
bombed
4 of
like that.
these, so.
Yeah.
I really want to find the other ones now.
I do too. I'm curious to see what I'm at least curious to watch part 2 to see like where
Blood
they go
Wings.
with
Blood
it. Yeah.
Wings.
Mhm. I wonder if like the hag comes back and stuff like that. I would assume she does, but she's the only one that
But
knows how to like
probably like
do
in
it.
shittier makeup, but
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Probably a different actress too.
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm guessing. Did Stan Winston come back for any of them? Probably not. Huh? Yeah, I
The
wouldn't
director
think
was
so.
part 2 is Jeff Burr, which has looks like a lot of small stuff.
Yeah. Alright.
Still
When
making
did
these
the part 2 come out? Like 90s, early
Um,
90s,
93.
93. Okay.
What's
Wow. When did the
third
last one come out then? Like
Ash,
2000?
Ash?
Yeah, Pumpkinhead 4 came out in 2007.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
I wonder what Pumpkinhead looks like in those ones too. Like I feel like
he
probably,
kind of
shit.
looks like
It doesn't look bad.
Predator
No?
mixed with like a little bit of Pumpkinhead, and yeah, he kind of looks like a big piece of shit, to be honest with you.
Oh, never mind. I'm looking at one where you can clearly see it's a man in a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the What is the IMDb for Pumpkinhead 4 rating? That's what
It's
I want.
4.5.
That's actually not that bad.
It's only rated by 2,000 people, so it's probably
Yeah.
hardcore horror fans.
Okay, yeah. Well, I can't imagine
Well,
any normal
know what? I
person
think-
watching Pumpkinhead 4.
Pumpkinhead. I find that Letterbox has better, like more
Yeah, a
closer
better
to
guide.
horror
Yeah.
people. Pumpkinhead 2 is a 2.3 on Letterboxd. Eesh, boy.
What's the original?
Then part 3 is 2.2. Original is 3.2. So not
Okay,
bad.
yeah, that's pretty good.
And then the final one,
I'm gonna go 1.9.
you're going 1.9. Ooh, a
Mhm.
little bit higher than that, 2.1.
Okay. Still not great.
Never mind then. My theory is incorrect.
Yeah, so all
All
the
right.
sequels in the same ballpark.
No.
I still want to watch them. I'm sure there's
Yeah.
like a four-part DVD somewhere out there.
Oh,
Probably,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. I bet Walmart has it or something. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
right.
know. Especially this time of the year, like all the Walmart
Right.
has all their Halloween movies out. So
Yeah, it's weird that Tubi wouldn't have this right up their alley.
yeah.
I would think so. It's actually, yeah, I watched this on Shudder. If anyone wants to watch it,
Me
that's
too.
where.
Oh, yeah. It's on Amazon Prime for free too. That's where we
Okay,
watched it.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right.
Awesome.
Take
Sam?
us out, Sam.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Next week, we will be reviewing Paranorman. Don't forget to check out our Discord. Check out all the info on our event coming up on the 16th with Damien Maffei, and follow us on Instagram. Happy
Bye.
October.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Pumpkinhead? That's what it's called. Because it comes from the old pumpkin patch graveyard.